Oh, bollocks. I've always wanted to use that term, bollocks.
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 You know what I love? I love how the English use the word cunt like nothing. Like here it's like,
oh my God. I know, right?
Oh, yes, we do.
And then the thing is, you look up the term cunt and it's like a friend. It's like,
hang on.
Yeah, they totally twisted that too, right? I mean,
Yeah.
here in this...
we might be live.
Oh, yes, we are.
Oh, nice.
Right. You guys, I don't know if you heard it. We were having a conversation about a particular word.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry about that. Something happened there that was really weird.
Right at the gate.
I had to go out and come back in. That didn't work properly. Anyway, welcome to Patriots Across the Pond. We're not live on Facebook yet, so we missed that out. That's good. Welcome to Patriots Across the Pond. Deep Dives with Jason Q. Friday, episode 3. Elisa's going to have a rant today. She was having a little chat offline and stuff. So she wants to talk about electric bills. We're going to have a very quick chat about Somerset belling off. And then, Jason, you can take us away with whatever's going on because it's getting crazy out there. Crazier.
Oh, yeah.
It is. Oh, my God. And we're going to talk about the energy that's out there. But hey, everyone, thanks for being here. So listen.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah. It's like right here.
That isn't live on fucking.
We're live on
It's not live on Rumble,
YouTube.
Is it?
It's not? No, I see it. I'm watching it.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah. Yes, it is. Okay, sorry, my apologies. Something weird happened with StreamYard there, and I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, and I just got the notification too that said we're live. So.
Oh, that's cool. Happy.
Yeah. Okay, so quick rant. Seems like we're starting these shows off with Elisa ranting. But, you know, I am stuck here in New York on Long Island, the land of the normies, which is just a whole other subject we'll talk about. However, electric. I have not done a deep enough dive into how you get around this. And I know there are people out there that are so much smarter than me and know how to do this, but I'm so sick of it. I'm sick of what we pay out here, like New York, New Jersey. And of course, it's all a monopoly, right? It's all a monopoly. So you have no choice but to work with these companies. So I get a message this morning. It's like, you are at risk of having your electric turned off. Please contact us to pay your bill. And I'm like, but I thought I was on one of those budgets. So I call up, and I personally am always very nice to the customer service people because it's not their fault. They're just like us, trying to make a living, doing their jobs, never get rude with them. They're usually very nice. So I'm on the phone with this woman, and she starts explaining to me how I have a balance plus the budget, and I didn't pay it on the exact day. So that wipes out your agreement for, having a budget and all this stuff. And I'm going through this, and I'm like, they're like, well, we usually don't turn it off on a Friday. I'm like, so they're going to turn it off? Like I just sent in like $250 a couple of weeks ago. What are you talking about? So anyway, I figured, let me just get what I need from this nice lady. She helped me. I did do the survey at the end. I gave her all like 5s. And then it said, how do you feel about the service with PSEG? That's who we have out here on Long Island and New Jersey. And I gave them a 1. And then they said, would you like to leave a message? And I said, yes. And so my message was then duplicated on an email. But the message was basically like, yes, hi. I'd like your CEO, Ralph LaRosa, to give some serious thought to the fact that while he has all these customers around the entire tri-state area that are just trying to get by, pay their bills, buy food, take care of their families, keep a roof over their head, you're walking out in 2024 with a $12.54 million salary.
What?
So it might be, you might want to consider the fact that you are making 81 let's see, how is it? 81%, 81 times the amount of your average employee at PSEG. Okay. And I have the breakdown here. So his base salary is $1,345,600. He has stock awards of $8,500,035. He has bonus and non-equity incentives of $2,470,500 and other compensation of $51,825, which includes pension and other benefits. Okay. Now, According to the ratio, as I said, his total pay is approximately 81 times the median employee salary at PSEG, which was reported at 152,491 in 2024. His salary and compensation has increased steadily from 9.51 million in 2012 and 11.78 million in 2023, and he transitioned into the full CEO role starting in late 2022. So I guess that's why he had to be bumped up even further, right? So that he could get his $12 million and change salary. So I took it upon myself to write a letter to this guy, okay? And basically, let me see, I'm going to pull this letter up because I was so riled up and I was trying to watch Josh Reed. And I got sidetracked doing this because I was so fucking annoyed. So I wrote, I would like to ask, and by the way, you can't find his email. So I sent it to the head of investor relations, right? Because of course, this is a public company, right? And I just figured out the way the email works. So I kind of assumed that I could use that same format to send it to Mr. LaRosa. I would ask that my email message reach the desk of Mr. LaRosa. Dear Mr. LaRosa, in consideration of the many people struggling these days just to buy food and keep a roof over their head who have no choice but to work with the likes of PSEG with their unlawfully high electric costs, my suggestion is for you, Mr. LaRosa, CEO of PSEG, to consider taking a normal salary. Like, I even gave him some leeway, like $250,000, for which many of your customers would thank their maker for, instead of the criminal amount of $12.54 million. You executives have some hell of a nerve living the high life and then threatening customers to shut off their services when most of us are just trying to get by month to month, buying food, paying rent, and going and doing our best to provide for our families. It's people like you who are the problem in this country. I look forward to the day which is coming soon, when all electricity will be Tesla-based and free, and you will be out of your cushy job. Disgustedly, Elisa Valentino. And I'd like to know how we get out of being prisoners of this, because I haven't done enough research.
Well, there are certain ways you can just absolutely no consent at all, ignore everything, don't do anything. You'll have bailiffs rounds, you'll have these sorts of things, but you stand your ground and ignore it. But if they want to make an example of you and target you, we're still living in their fucking system. And you know, 8 out of 9 out of 10 people might get away with these things, but you know, if you're in the crosshairs, you're not. But there's certain ways to do it. We've got David Alderman coming on, the people's lawyer in the UK. He's going to be talking about all this stuff eventually anyway.
Yeah. And while I'm ranting on New York, this fucking excuse of a state, let me tell you, if anybody's listening out there, okay? It is completely criminal that they have these red light cameras, okay? And they're sped up. So it's like green and then it goes yellow, red. So God forbid you're like in the intersection, you're letting your neighbor go by so that you could go by. I get one at least for me and my 2 daughters. And what they also do is they do the speed traps too. So you tell me how it's possible to go 20 to 25 miles an hour in like a regular like roadway. How is that even possible, right? You got to get somewhere. And I would like to know, it's all about lining their pockets, because tell me how that's safe. You are like, people are driving and then they see it turns, they slam on the brakes. I would venture to say there's a lot more accidents from that than just letting someone just go by and continue the flow of the speed and the traffic. I know in Suffolk County, they actually went around and tore down these things. And as a call to action to my brothers, if anyone's interested, please call me. Brothers and sisters here in Nassau County, we have to do the same. It is out of control. The city is even worse, like Queens County. It's like, where is this money going? Where is it going? $50 each time.
What were you saying about Italian women when they get going, Jace?
Exactly.
We have to band together. Right?
Yeah,
didn't you guys in the UK and London, weren't they like tearing down some of those whatever they had up there, some of the things they put up? I don't remember if it was electric.
Yeah, they're called the Blade Runners, and all that ULEZ system we've got going in and out of London, we've got to pay like £18 a day and all that shit. They're all going out dressed as ninjas with angle grinders and taking down all the cameras.
Good. And we need that here in Nassau County, Nassau and New York City, because it's just, it is so criminal. You have no idea how many of these tickets we get. And my daughters, they're good drivers, you know, they're 4.0 students. Like, they're not speeding down the It's like, Ma, I don't even know. Like, I was trying, I was going 24. Like, so I went over a couple, or it's just, I just want to know where the money's going.
It's going to illegals.
Or it's lining some asshole's pocket, right?
Yeah.
Lining some asshole's pocket that, you know, is living the high life while we're sitting here, you know, getting $50 bills every other day.
Yeah. Well, so once you mention it, I put the public service enterprise group.
Yeah, in the private chat. Yeah.
Right? So just skimming through this, it says 2009 PSEG launched the Solar for All project, installing solar panels on 200,000 utility poles at a cost of $773 million in 2009 dollars. At the time, it was the largest project of its time globally and was completed in 2013. So they also developed solar farms, right? But then we scroll down a little bit, and 2024 PSEG Long Island customers face frequent rate changes with 7 power supply charge increases occurring in a single year. Which has increased added about $10 per month to the average bill. Utility attributed these changes to fluctuations in natural gas prices used for electricity generation and stated that it did not profit from the power supply charge. Nonetheless, the increases led to significant public dissatisfaction. Well, how can you say that it's fluctuations in natural gas prices used for electricity generation when you just slapped 200,000 solar panels on these fucking poles for your little cameras?
Right.
And by the way, those traffic cameras have like 5 pounds of copper in them, by the way. Just, you know. And then there was another thing that early 2025 LIPA, which is the
LIPA, yeah. Long Island Power Authority.
Yeah. Completed a competitive bidding process to determine the future operator of Long Island's electric grid after expiration of current contract with PSEG Long Island at the end of the year. Final candidates were PSEG Long Island and Quanta Services, Texas-based. That would have been the good one. After a year-long internal review, a special committee of senior officials at the Long Island Power Authority unanimously recommended awarding contract to Quanta, describing its proposal as offering the best value to LIPA customers. However, the LIPA board voted 6-1 to reject the recommendation, which led to a vote of no confidence in LIPA's leadership. Despite the committee's recommendation, LIPA's board of trustees voted 6-1 to retain PSEG Long Island, with 2 members abstaining. People need to find out who the members are on this LIPA board of trustees. Selection process was marked by controversy, including reports of information leaks, lobbying efforts, and alleged intimidation. Yeah, big time lobbying.
And by the way, I did like a little, like, you know, ChatGPT or whatever. I did search. Most of the bills, like, people think, oh, the electricity bills, the cost of, first of all, how does the fucking cost of electric go up? That's a whole other conversation. But then they say it's because of all the padding that's in there for lobbies and special groups. And they list a whole bunch of them that, you know, that is like that all this money is going for. And let me tell you something. When we had Sandy back in, was it 2014? I don't, you know, forgive me if I got the dates wrong. Maybe it was 2011, whatever it was. I remember, like, the workers, you know what their expression was for the infrastructure? Spit and bubble gum. That is what was holding the infrastructure together. So they're certainly not putting money into any of the infrastructure, right? What they're investing in is, like you said, is all these cameras and all this other bullshit, so they could just keep taking these big salaries and unlawfully taking money from the people, okay, that they're supposed to be serving.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think we need a group here, guys. Spread the word. We got to get rid of these cameras, and we got to all listen. What would happen if everybody stopped paying their fucking electric bill?
Well, mass non-compliance is the way forward. As soon as everyone walks out of their house, as if you're not doing it anymore, collectively, it fucking ends anyway.
Everything does.
But people won't do it, you know? But everyone's got to do it together. We, the people. Where we go one, we go all.
Yep.
Yeah. And they said that they, October 2024, they approved a settlement, raised the average residential customers' combined electric or gas bill by 7%, or approximately $15 a month. first rate increase since 2018. Noted adjustment was below the overall rate of inflation during that period. Wow. The increase was part of a rate case required by previous settlement, aiming to recover costs from infrastructure investments and rising operational expenses, including wages and benefits. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't blame us on your bullshit that you paid $773 million for these fucking solar panels. And now you're like, well, we have to get our money back. So let's just fleece everybody else. It's like.
Yeah. And it's all a monopoly, right? Because you don't have a choice. And in New York, you don't. Like in some of these other states, you have choices. You could pick who you want to work with. You don't have a choice here. Okay. That's one monopoly. Okay. You're just assigned who you're supposed to work with, right? Based on these contracts. And we know how corrupt New York is anyway. And, that leads me to the mortgage thing too, right? So when I bought my house, okay, Long Island prices are so out of control. I bought my house, which in retrospect, I probably shouldn't have, but I was trying to keep normalcy after my divorce for my girls. But the costs of owning a house here are just absurd. My mortgage started at $3,100, which is, ridiculous anyway, but that's what I was paying. This is 5 years, less than 5 years. It's up to $3,700. Okay. Because why? Because of the property taxes. My kids don't even go to the public schools. Okay. Now, I called up and I said to them, there's a couple of things. I'm like, can I change the billing date to be more in line with when? No, you can't do that. Okay. I was late. Can you remove the late charge? Because now I'm paying it like 2 days later. No, we can't. That's our policy. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing. They don't work with you. They don't care. They don't give a shit. And it's all these companies. And again, I applaud the people, the average workers, right, that are making a living. So it's not about them. It's about the management. It's about the management of these greedy public companies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you think about it, the data centers, right? So you're literally paying for the electric for the data centers, for them to steal your stuff. Awesome.
Nothing in life is free. It should be.
Yeah.
Shouldn't it?
I don't know. So I really look, they're talking about, ending property tax, right? DeSantis first said that about Florida. Now we've extended it, right, to be like across the board, and listen, I understand we are in a military action, all that. You don't have to explain it, but I have to tell you, for whatever reason, whether it's to wake up these stupid fucking normies or if it's just that they're not at that point for whatever's going on behind the scenes, right? It's getting to the point where people are having a hard time living. And it's not my fault that the corruption in New York City, right? I'm not a liberal. I didn't vote these assholes in. So why are the rest of the people that are, smart, non-communist having to pay in these blue states? Because they're called blue, but they're really not.
Yeah. Just the select cities.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just the city hubs that make it blue. The rest of it's all red.
That's right. That's right. A couple of stragglers here, a couple of straggling assholes here or there, but for the most part, so it's just a very frustrating time. Of course, it's the holiday season, right? We all want to be able to do things and buy things. And this is the tightest I've ever been, just everything. The mortgage went up, the electric's going up. I mean, God forbid I plug in a space heater, it explodes my bill, My 2 kids are in college, so just had to pay for that. And honestly, I'm not at the lower, I'm not the lowest end. You know what I'm saying? There's people that are so much far worse in what they make that are living at, in these areas.
Well, people are making a choice between whether to buy food and whether to fucking pay their bills and put the eating on and things.
That's right. It's disgusting.
Oh, to be illegal. I mean, you'd have everything paid for, set.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully
maybe we ought to just leave America and invade America.
Yeah, well.
Well, you can come over here, get on a dinghy from France.
Yeah, and then we'll come back with a flag, say, fuck it, hey, we're coming back. Sail right into Boston Harbor and just start throwing illegals overboard.
So what's any news on Trump's speech now, or what's going on?
Not yet. Just waiting. They
Yeah,
still yeah, because he's supposed to make an announcement today, and then he has the rally tonight in North Carolina, which is probably going to be a banger.
Yeah,
because it's not like today's not a banger enough. You got the Epstein files coming out. You got the last day of Congress.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Free Eye Atlas is closest to us.
Wow, it's like a total
shit show.
Shit show. I'm glad you said it.
Yes, a patriotic shit show.
Right. Okay. Let's quickly go into this because a few people are asking about Somerset Bellenoff in the chats and stuff the other day. This website, Jason, is so in depth, isn't it? This is
God.
Glamis calling one. Now, when I first heard about Somerset Bellenoff, I thought she sounds evil. But are you saying from a lot of this stuff that she might not be?
She's not evil.
No,
she respects our freedom and the American way of life. And the thing is that as long as we fight for our freedom, then they have to grant it to us.
Yeah,
it's karmic. They have to, and she even says it in this long letter. I mean, this letter on November 5th. That's why when she puts it out November 5th, you see Trump say November 5th, and then you go to this, and you think it make the Super Bowl like a puppy show, right?
Yeah.
What if Super Bowl is actually Somerset Bellenoff? SB?
Yeah.
Because she infiltrated the Crown in order to get into this spot, into the House of Wetton, and they have the Wetton World Conference or Congress, and that's like we have the Council of Foreign Relations, all that shit. It's like, no, that's a cute shit. That we're talking like the EU, all the crowns, the ones that were responsible for pulling off all these resets.
Yeah.
It all goes back to them.
Well, that's amazing.
America falls, the world falls. Because the Constitution is the only thing saving the world, pretty much. It's the only document they didn't destroy during War of 1812. That's what they were trying to do. They're trying to burn the Constitution and everything, but they locked the Constitution up. Now it's in Mount Rushmore, so nobody can reach it. All the documents are all locked away, the originals. So yeah. Nobody's getting those.
And it's interesting that you say 1812 because one of the decodes of Trump's speech the other day was, not to digress, but just talking about how it was really timed at 18 minutes and 12 seconds, which goes back to, the last time that we actually we gave warning about foreign countries basically, kind of coming in and dealing with working within our country. I'm gonna get the words out. So and we're dealing right now with the illegals and this and that. I like there are no accidents. So talking about what you were just saying about all this, it feels like everything is starting to you know what I mean? Like it's all starting to kind of come together. And that was amazing. Like that idea that the SB be connected.
And that's the thing. I mean, because when you look through these, it says even the October 27th, 2017 one has a Q on it. It says you could start posting.
Right, yeah, October 2017. That's what I'm on.
Right there. Windsor Tower, Alicia Storm, begin posting, expect major impact, all shall awaken. October 27th, 2017, guys.
What day was that before? Yeah, the very first drop.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that is amazing. Right, I won't. There's a couple of bits here that I just want to show people, and I won't put all these in the chat. What I'll do, I'll put all these links in the description of the video at the end. But I just found these. I had a quick search myself. Oh no, that's what we were just doing now. There's a site here called Who is Somerset Bellenoff, and there is. Have you seen this? Right.
Whoa! Can you scroll up down a little bit? Hold that. Irv Rubin and his so-called Jewish Defense League, huh?
Yeah.
American, see, the so-called Russian Mafia, British National Party, American Italian Mafia, many others. But it wasn't the Italian Mafia at all. Like this whole Meyer Lansky and all that, none of them were Italian. The Italians didn't go for this shit.
Yeah.
They just kept their neighborhoods straight, clean, everything like that. They didn't mess with women, children, nothing. The Italian mob, but you see all the movies portray the Italian mob as all being the little slimy greasers, but they're not. They were the ones that actually had, a high, they kept everything in their neighborhoods. They made sure it didn't turn into like Chicago or what New York is now. Can you imagine a mob running New York right now with all this shit? They wouldn't put up with this at all.
Let me tell you, the safest neighborhood in the country, I think in 1980, I think it was like 1983 when I was in college, 84, was the Belmont section of the Bronx called Little Italy, okay? It's famous, called Arthur Avenue in the South Bronx. You could go out any time of day. I sublet an apartment. I went to Fordham University in the Bronx, so we stayed one summer there. 3 a.m, 4 a.m, girls, didn't matter. You were safe. You were totally safe. And the same was true in any of those kind of mobbed up neighborhoods.
Yeah.
You were safe. And basically, if you didn't, like, they didn't care what you would, you know what I'm saying? It's going to sound crazy because a lot of them were, kind of nuts. But the point is, it was business. It wasn't like personal with people around them. It was their bit, they were violent with fellow mob members.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Anyway, this website, so you can go and have a look on here. There's loads of stuff on here, evidence there will be blood, but you've got the quotes page here, which I found quite interesting. I fear only 3 things in this world: Lady Belanoff, illness, and death.
Yep.
In that order. Yeah. Vladimir Putin. Some Prince Charles stuff here. Donald Trump, smart, tough lady, and we've had very good conversations, very productive. It's a great relationship, and we'll accomplish great things, very great things.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is there's a lot of stuff here to go through. So I just wanted to whiz through it. A couple more links I found. Obviously, you can go on Wikipedia and have a look at the House of Wetting and all this sorts of stuff. This made me, because episode, funnily enough, 107, right, is the House of Wetting. And this is on historyofthegermans.com. And I just found that extraordinary that it was episode 107. I should put all these links in the chat and stuff anyway. Some more information there. You've got a little thing here, House of Wetting for kids on Kiddle.co. So, that's interesting. But then, although I don't listen to him anymore, Max Eigen, he's done a YouTube video. Who is Somerset Belanoff? He's got all the photos of it. There's only a couple of photos, Jason, isn't there?
Yeah, I've only seen one.
Yeah,
I've only seen one photo of her.
Yeah, I've got them on a picture. Let me find those. I'll find those quickly.
It's like a black and white yearbook photo, I believe. That's the only one that we've seen. That's the one I've seen. So there's another one.
You guys, how did you? Because I've never heard of her until we started chatting here. How did it all lead to her? How did you find it? Was it you, Jason, and Stu that were sort of in connection that found this?
Oh no, we talked about this a long time ago.
Yeah.
A very long time ago. And Somerset Belanoff's daughter runs the Cannibal Club in LA.
Oh, that's where I got the name from.
There's various sort of pictures, but that's basically the only 2 pictures there. That, and I'm not sure if that's her, but this is the main picture, everyone's seen. But like Jason said, I heard about this years ago, right? I had a little dig into it, found a few of those sites and stuff, but it was always a bit confusing. It was always something I wanted to have a chat with you about. So that's amazing. But yeah, there's a lot of information. I'll put all those links in the description of the video, and we can all have a dig on that.
Yeah. Oh, and damn it. Hey D, what was it last night? We saw something last night came up, and it was during our show, but it was after the show we mentioned it. and it was something passed through the House. God, what was it?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
There was something that passed through the House. The numbers, guys, everything was there.
Was it the transgender thing about RFK Jr. with the banning of transitional drugs and stuff?
Well, I think it's that, and I think there's a lot more to it.
But was that an executive order, or was that something that passed with the transgender?
It was an executive order. Duck AI is temporarily unavailable. Nice, thank you. Let's see. Let's go to this news. Because there was something I was like, what? Could not believe it. Let's see. Oh, the Savannah Guthrie. You know that ugly possum looking bitch that was interviewing Trump?
She was the one that was digging him on QAnon. You do know what it is. Yes, you do.
Yeah. She used to take today's show hiatus. My last day for a little while. No, your last day for a long while. But there's something that passed last night that I could not believe. I'm like, are you serious? What is this? What is this shit? Damn it.
Okay, I found a few things. December 18th, 2025, the U.S. House of Representatives passed several significant bills, including the Bipartisan SPEED Act, streamlining energy permitting, and legislation related to public safety, Protect Our Children's Act, mining regulations, stop federal Medicaid funds for certain minors' health care.
Wait. Did you say Protect Our Children Act?
Yes.
So wasn't it funny that on the 13th, Flynn put out something and the last three words was protect our children in bold?
So it's Protect Our Children Reauthorization Act, H.R. 1274, strengthens internet crimes against children.
Well, if you're going to strengthen crimes against children, then get rid of the CPS. That works.
Yep. Oh, the marijuana. Well, no, yeah, marijuana maybe.
No,
No.
it was something else. It was God,
Let's see. Energy Commerce Health Bill. Federal that prevented using Medicaid funds, right, for unnecessary care of minors, which I guess falls in with this whole transgender nonsense. Federal Maritime Commission reauthorization reauthorizes the Federal Maritime Commission to protect U.S. shippers.
How long ago was this? Yesterday or a couple of days ago?
Last night.
Last night.
Right. That's not that. It's page 1. 18th. Do No Harm Medicaid Act. Pet and Livestock Protection Act. Mining Regulatory Clarity Act. Speed Act.
There was something in it that. Let me see. That's not it. How was it? It was.
Yeah, I'm not sure where to look.
But there was one that I was looking at the numbers. I'm like, I don't know. I'll dig into it though. We'll find what the hell the deal is. Yeah, we gotta see what the hell Trump's talking about today too, because
Rubio's still on. Yeah.
You know, I found it so interesting how the other night, you know, he always makes everybody wait, but he was right on there at 9:02. They said, right, it was the quickest speech he ever made.
And look at the time of the speech. It was 18 minutes and 22 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, 22.
No, there's two. He did one 18:22 and he did the other one 18:12. The first one he did was 18:22, then 12. Then you look at 18:22 with the secret treaty of Verona, 1812, the War of 1812, which is all bullshit. It was all reset. Napoleon was no good. They were all trying to kill everybody off for the reset. That's why when to Moscow, they couldn't take Moscow. It's the 13th Earth Chakra. You're not going to take Sergei Posad. It's MS-13. Moscow, Sergei Posad, 13th Earth Chakra. Once it opens, everything opens. So right now, it almost seems like the 3-Eye Atlas could be opening up all the Earth chakras, which opens up ours.
So let's talk about that for a second, because, you know, we had Kerry Cassidy on earlier in the week, and a lot of people believe, you know, there are extraterrestrials on there. Remote viewers have claimed that they saw, Stu, what was it? That they were it was kind of pummeled, right? That it was being attacked.
It was being attacked by the Space Force or whatever. You know, apparently there's a lot going on up there, but you hear all different things from all different angles, really. But yeah, no, people don't know what it is. People.
So what do you think, Jason?
Well, I mean, you look at the 3 comets that were here during Trump's term. You had Oumuamua, then you had that 2-Eye Borisov, and then you had 3-Eye Atlas. So Oumuamua was on October 14th of 2017, same day that they canceled the Iranian nuclear deal. Also, it's 14 days up to the 28th. Then you had 2-Eye Borisov that was on December 28th of 2019. And that's the real funny one. So if any astrophysicist or anybody can explain to me that Space Force was created on December 20th, 2019, exactly 8 days later is when 2-Eye Borisov was closest to the Earth, but also on that same exact day, that's when the Atlas, you know, the asteroid terrestrial, you know, the whole, it's like a last action sequence or something, and that's the 3-Eye Atlas. That's why they had the whole blackout, because the media would go crazy, like, oh, incoming, you know, like in all the movies, everybody's fucking running and all shit. Right. It's like, fucking just shut it down. Because then, if that was found on the same day, and then you have December 19th right now, I mean, literally, we were watching this one channel, and December is actually the 10th month. January and February were added.
Right.
So then that would be, today would be 10199. So it'd be a 9/11. But also today is a 13. You have 9 and 4. Will be a 22 also. But yeah, so the 3 comets, and then you look at Trump's first tweet on the 28th of 2017. He says 3.0 despite hurricane hits. We had 0 hurricanes this year. Why?
That's right.
Why were there no hurricanes?
The White Hats are finally in control.
They shut off all that shit that's in the ocean, all those pipes and all those tubes that they patented under Bill Gates and everything to feed these hurricanes. That's what they were doing the whole time.
Right.
And the thing is, who does that get rich? The insurance companies. Ooh. Now we're starting to see how the insurance companies are working that angle too, using geoengineering as a profit margin.
Well, they've certainly been put in the crosshairs at the moment by Trump, haven't they? All the insurance companies.
Yep, as they should be. I mean, for decades we've been screaming out auto insurance being everything's a scam.
Yeah. It's such a scam. And just one more added to the rant of paying. I am paying close to $14,000 a year in car insurance.
What?
And you could literally walk everywhere. I mean,
well, not on Long Island. You need a car. But
yeah.
I'm saying I have 2 kids, so they get you.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you know, the age, right? So they're the age. And here's something that has to be unlawful. I don't mean to go off, but tell me what you think of this, guys. If I registered my car, had 1 car, right? Then my oldest daughter gets a car. I register that under my name, right? And then they don't question it. Then I have a 3rd car. Okay, so it's probably unlikely, you know, that like I own 3 cars, just me as a driver. But here's the thing. They will go into the DMV records to see how many drivers are in the household. And then they come back to you and say, our records show that you have 3 drivers. And so then I got banged because now they're charging me for each of those drivers. But how can they just access, how is the DMV allowed to give out that information? Or how is the insurance company allowed to get, like, something is grossly wrong?
Well, I would honestly ask, how in the hell can they do that to the DMV when they're getting out all those fake licenses?
Well, that's a whole other thing, right?
So where's their? That's right. They don't pay insurance, do they? No, they don't. They don't have to. So where does that put everybody? So now you see why everybody has to pay all these high rates, because everybody has to pay for these fucking illegals. Yeah. Just chuck them in a bin. Get rid of them all. Everybody. If you don't love America, get out.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Even if you naturalized whatever, get out.
Yeah, we're having the same problem here.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I say, if you want to move to another country, abide by their laws, contribute, and do whatever you can. Don't move to a country and then tell everyone that already lives there to get out, and you're going to change it, and you hate it, and you want to burn the flag and all this shit.
Yeah, or even better yet, I heard that over in England, if you show the St. George's flag or the Union Jack, it's considered racist.
Yeah, we were having marches in London, right? People are getting pulled away and taken away by the old bill for wearing those flags and stuff, but they're turning a complete blind eye to Palestinian flags and things like that. But I do believe that's part of the process to show people that the governments of the countries you're in do not give a fuck about you.
100%.
And it's to wake the people up. Whether the white hats are in control of that, or whether the white hats are allowing the fucking rest of the swamp to push their agenda so quickly, accelerate them, it's having the same effect on the people. Not as quick as we'd like, I have to say.
Yeah, but the thing, I mean, it's unfortunate that, you know, people have to wake up to this, but I know England's having a way bigger problem than we are, because if you look like per capita, it's like in the U.S. we're spread out, you know, but in UK everybody's so concentrated, and you dump 1,000 people in a village of 3,000, you have a big problem.
Yeah,
and like Trump said, they let all the rapists, they empty the jails. That's what they did, and then they're like, oh, it's your fault. England, it's your fault, United States. You guys need to be more open to their culture. No. They brought and they all come from countries that practice witchcraft. All of them. That's why they sent them.
Mm-hmm.
And they said it's a witch hunt.
Well, do you know what this push for Islam is all about, basically? And this offending people's culture and stuff like that, and King Charles potentially converting to Islam and all these sorts of things, is because in Islam it is quite legal and stuff for a 60-year-old man to take a 9-year-old child bride.
Even younger.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if they can convert the whole world to Islam, then all of a sudden paedophilia is legal worldwide. That is the aim.
Don't forget Judaism too.
Oh yes. So,
and the thing is, all these religions, all of them, they're all involved in screwing kids.
Yeah.
Christianity, Catholicism, Islam, Judaism, they use the kids and they prey on the kids. That's all they've been doing the entire time.
Yeah.
Every single religion has been bastardized.
Yeah.
However, to Stu's point, the other religions don't outwardly practice that. So they use conveniently Islam as the forefront because that has been an outwardly practiced child bride thing, but it's all the same. It's just like, okay, how do we get this end result so we don't have to do it in hiding, so to speak, anymore?
Well, the great part is that if he wants to ban Islam from the United States, you could ban Judaism right along with it. Because I think Judaism needs to be banned permanently. I think that is because when you look at the flag, it's a hex. All the witchcraft, everything we found out about the what were the groups? The Chenille organization, because they have these 300 top witch rabbis that run shit. Through the Shabbat, through the Chabad, and all. Because here's the thing, okay? You have two sets of Jews, right? You've got the Chabad, which are the whole, the big hats, all that shit and that Rebbe bullshit, and then you have the other ones. Well, then you have the old bull, young bull, where the young bull wants to go down and fuck all the cows. The old bull's like, well, we'll just walk down and fuck them all.
Yeah.
Well, the young bull wants to run down and fuck one, but the old bull's like, well, we run down and walk down and fuck them all. It's the same thing in Judaism. You have those that say, we want the Greater Israel Project. They want that piece of land. But then you have the other ones saying, oh, no, we want the whole world under Tikkun Olam, which is chaos. And then out of chaos comes order. But it's their order. That's why they put that Education Day USA in, all that shit. And that's the thing. It's not all the Jews. You have to think, because there's a lot of them. You have to look at the ones that follow the whole maternal bloodline. It's the same blood, all voodoo and all. They all practice down the same maternal bloodlines. Why? It's like they worship the whole Semiramis and Tammuz and the whole Mary, and it's all about their divine feminine. But their divine feminine is Jezebel, is Lilith. That's their divine feminine. It's like the most evil of evil. So now, when we see that, Islam, but the thing is, at least Islam recognizes Christ and respects Christ. Now, why did Islam get so bad? I don't know. If you get blamed for every fucking thing done in the world and it's never been you, I'd be pretty pissed too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Jason, I don't know if it's organic like that. Like, I think that they were infiltrated.
Who was infiltrated?
The Muslims, like that whole.
Oh yeah, the Muslim Brotherhood.
Right. I'm saying I think that they didn't just decide like, oh, we're getting blamed.
No.
I'm pissed. Even though that's true, I think that this was all very calculated to create. Right. We know the CIA, the Mossad. They created like ISIS and all these things. So now they are publicly have this persona of just they're all a bunch of terrorists. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. And then you have 9/11. It's like, oh, and some Jewish guy just finds a passport amongst all the rubble. He's like, oh, you see, it was them. See, it was them. See, that's the problem I have with them.
Right. Like,
I mean, there's a lot of problems I have with the Jews. There's a lot of problems I have. A
the
very
steel
lot
can
of
get
problems.
burned. The steel can just burn from the plane, but the passport.
The steel can't burn from the
Passport
plane, though.
survived. This
Yeah.
little paper thing survived, right?
But that's the thing. I mean, you could pour jet fuel on any steel, and it's not going to melt. In order to melt steel, you need that to get up to like, what is it, 2,200
Oh no, I'm
or 3,000
agreeing. I'm
degrees.
saying
Yeah.
it's able to burn steel, but the passport doesn't get burned. Like that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying, the ridiculousness of it.
Yeah. Why don't we just start sending passports to war? Start using those. Start dropping passports.
Right.
I mean,
They're
can
so
you
powerful.
imagine the damage you could do with that?
Right.
I mean, look what it did to the Twin Towers. One passport. Unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing, it's just one big lie. Because then you have the Muslim Brotherhood, who are the Wahhabi Jews, by the way. Because the Wahhabi
so explain
Jews.
that. Explain that. Because how does that?
The Wahhabi Jews are the ones that started Saudi Arabia. The House of Saud,
Okay.
those are the Wahhabi Jews. That's
And this
why.
goes back to when?
When Saudi Arabia was founded.
When was that?
Early 1900s.
Okay.
That's when they all started moving over. The Wahhabi Jews took over Saudi Arabia, and that was the whole House of Saud. But then you got Mohammed bin Salman. He's like, he wants to break away, like a breakaway. Because it's like you see all the bad there, but it's like you had to, find the new blood that's going to take it further, without, because all this shit with, because, these countries want to end all this child shit and everything like that, but it's like, it's so rampant.
Yeah.
But it's like, who in the hell thought of doing shit to kids in the first place?
No, we just had someone on the show
You know?
earlier in the week, and we were saying like, what you can understand. I can understand in my mind getting so mad that you could kill someone. I can understand, like, you can understand these things, even though you say I'd never do it, but I can say that no matter if I live to be 2,000, 3,000 years old, I will never, ever understand that. And maybe it just comes right down to what Lara Logan had said. It comes right down to the hatred of God and wanting to destroy God. And it's just as simple as that, serving Satan and not God. So that's why these children are the prey, because it's the closest thing to God if you want to hurt God. That's the only conclusion that makes sense. Yeah. But how does that explain these disgusting, I don't even have the word, just like the people that are just pedophiles? They're not involved in the cult aspect. They're just disgusting slobs. What is it called now? Forgot the correct term for age love, or somebody in the chat might know that new term for when you like a child.
Minor attracted person.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's just change. Wow, who's going to change in the language to suit their needs?
Well, I'll tell you,
Anyone?
most of these people are feeble, weak-minded horrors, aren't they? So if you're going to prey on an adult, there's a lot more chance an adult is going to fight back, isn't there? Which is potentially why they prey on children.
Yeah.
Because they're easy prey, sadly.
And plus they rob their innocence, and it's all about that root chakra. Because if you look at that Nick Reiner and how he has that gaze, like that empty shell, like that empty stare, like there's nothing there.
Yeah.
That's from getting when you're a child.
So
that's where they get the black eyes.
Yeah.
The panda eyes.
From mouth. So here's the thing. It's interesting. We kind of like switched a little bit. It's very interesting because Stu and I were talking about this yesterday, right? You have this killing, right, of Rob Reiner. So I go into a normie meeting yesterday, and of course some of the people like, oh my God, this kid killed his parents, right? And so that's what I think they want everyone to look at. The question is, why?
Yeah.
Why? So let's see. I was red pilling people. Like I told Stu, I was red pilling people. Like, you don't want to hear it? I don't give a fuck. They were like, oh, poor Rob. I was like, poor Rob Reiner.
Yeah.
I said, do you understand the depravity of Hollywood? Do you understand that they are child rapists? He's like, I don't want to hear this. I was like, well, that's the truth. So now the question is, why would a son kill his own parents? Because most kids don't do that, right?
Right? But then when we were watching clips during the last two shows, it was from 2000. It was the roast of Rob Reiner.
Yeah. Billy Crystal. All those pizza domino references. What the
And
F
how
is
he
that
talked about who was it that was talking about it was Billy Crystal, and there was another person, but he was saying how Rob Reiner was a kid. He'd get lathered up, and Carl would come. His dad would come into his room and molest him, and they're all laughing about it. And even his wife is laughing about it.
Rob
They're
Reiner.
all in on it. Yes, that's how they get. That's how they get their. That's how they move up in Hollywood. They offer up one of their kids. It's a sacrifice.
Right.
But
So
it's
you're
not
saying he was the sacrifice.
the son was, so that his dad can move up.
Do you remember how blatant all these celebrities were getting before Trump come in, and the phrase, they never thought she would lose? You know, all the, even people like Courtney Cox and stuff like that, posting all these tweets about putting babies in the microwave and all this fucking shit.
Yeah.
It was, they were so blatant with their liking boys and girls and
adopting black children. It's like, where are these kids then? And then they
where they
transition them. It's like, what the?
The
why
boys
is
with the long hair and the dresses, right? With their sons and
it's all gender bending. It's all gender fluid. It all goes back to Child's Play. It goes back to Tiffany Valentine, the movie Child's Play. Tiffany Valentine is Erica Kirk.
Certainly a lot of stuff coming out about her.
Oh, there's a lot of correlations with that. All too many. Yeah, the Bride of Chucky, the seed of Chucky. The Bride of Chucky is Tiffany Valentine. She had an adopted daughter named Caroline Cross, which nobody heard anything about. But then the other child was Gigi, Glenn and Glenda. It was a gender fluid child. Isn't it funny that they have a child named Gigi?
Wow. You know what? Have you seen some of the tweets, the posts lately with a lot of stuff about Tiffany? There was one Trump said most recently about the Tiffany. Oh shit, I can't remember. Funny that you just said Tiffany.
Let me see.
And of course, his daughter's name is Tiffany.
Yeah.
There was some. I think yesterday. I think I put it on my Telegram page. You just reminded me of that. There was. Let me see.
Democrats' approval numbers in Congress are the worst ever. Negative 55 points.
Loud and clear.
Man. He's just... Oh, you know what it was? It was, that's what it was. There was something in that bill that pushed everybody through all of his appointments.
Oh, yeah.
During the Senate recess, it's going to push all of his appointments through. All 97 appointments.
Yeah.
But why are there only 97? Who would be number 98? It would be Flynn. Bring him in.
Yeah.
Because now you have Erica all balls deep. Oh, I'm behind, J.D. Vance all the way. It's like, wow, nobody sees this coming, huh? You already had one snake trying to get in the Democrat side. Now you got a Republican snake trying to get into the office on the other side. Because I can see this right now. J.D. Vance, if he's going to run for president, he's going to get divorced from Usha because she doesn't follow Christianity. And then he's just going to shack up with Erica Kirk. And then they have the spawn of Satan. Trump never endorsed J.D. Vance. He's a placeholder. That's all he is. But all these people are like, oh, Susie Wiles, thinks Marco Rubio. Well, fuck Susie Wiles too. She's one of the Bush people.
Yeah.
You have to watch he has these people in position for a reason.
Yeah. Well,
watch when the real cleanup comes in. Because you have Bonfino leaving the FBI and all that. Well, why are they leaving the FBI? Oh, maybe because they did their job and showed that the FBI is complete and competent and get rid of it. They're already moving to Huntsville, Alabama, along with Space Force.
Yeah, I'll definitely think
you're muted. You're muted.
I muted because I was trying to do some research. I didn't want the sound of the typing. No, I said, isn't that what Kash Patel said about Bongino?
Well,
he said he did. He
did what he was supposed to do. Yeah, he went in and did. So they went in and got what they need to get from like the burn bags, everything like that, to prove the FBI is. I mean, Chris Ray helped with the burn bags. Then they're like, "Hey, go find the burn bags. They're in this office." It's like, okay, cool. It's like, oh, here it is. Because we can't have. It's a federal agency. Gold will destroy the Fed, not just Federal Reserve, the whole federal system.
Yes.
Because we can't be controlled under another government any longer. And also, I did see the Mayor 1970, but did you see that she was in a meeting over at the military base in Arizona a few days before Charlie Kirk died? Yep. Yes, she was.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? Even the guy came out and said, no, I'm 100% sure. Those eyes?
Yeah.
Yep.
He said she had a ponytail in and those eyes. And what a lot of people are starting to see now on the mainstream media is a certain turning of her, because she's been questioned a bit and she's starting to lose it a bit, isn't she? And you can see whether it was all that, sort of quietness and all that when Charlie died and all those things we saw unfold and stuff. And then now she's starting to grit her teeth a bit and fight back and.
Oh, yeah. And the thing is, losing the whole narrative, everything. Like, her can't keep the story straight. And then when anybody asks a question, and also, so if anybody can ask me this is another good question I have. Why was the same guy that asked the question when Charlie was shot, why was he also at the Q&A with Barry Weiss and Erica Kirk? And he asked the question. Isn't that a bit odd that Hunter Kozak, his name's Hunter?
Hunter.
It's funny how these people keep turning up in two places. You only got to look at Bondi Beach, haven't you?
That alone.
I watched that video you played from Static in the Attic.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
them two guys that were standing there, when that guy's like that shooting, the camera's over his shoulder, and they're standing there. I couldn't gauge the distance, but they're standing there going, there he is, with the gun, shooting at him. Like,
the police drive by, like, nothing to see here. And then they have an ISIS flag draped on a windshield.
Yeah.
You know what's really funny? I caught an interview with Ricardo Bossi. I can't remember who.
Oh, that guy, he's awesome.
Yeah, he's coming on our show in March.
Is he?
Yes. He was on an interview with, I can't remember the gentleman's name. I see his face, and he was talking about, like, he couldn't even really keep a straight face. Like, he was, of course he's always consummate, professional and everything. Yeah. But when they started asking him about Bondi Beach, and every other word was allegedly, like the way he was describing what happened, because, you
can't say anything. Because if you say something, then they slap cuffs on you. It's like, and then you ask, it's like, well, if Australia has one of the toughest gun laws in the world, how did this guy get a shotgun license, a rifle license, without having a photo taken? And then they find out this guy's name is David Cohen, and he served in the IDF. I think the whole plot was thrown.
But how do you explain for the guy who's got the painted face? I mean,
Yeah, you can't. And then the white bandages, so there's no thumbprints where the blood could seep through. He's like, oh, I got hit by something. What'd you get hit by? I don't know, I got hit.
Well, he was in the drill as well, wasn't he? A little while before with the same stuff on. I mean, he had different blood marks on his shirt that time. But
Oh, no, it's the same one.
Every time they're doing a drill, right, these things happen. But he also survived October the 7th.
Yeah.
Didn't he?
yeah, that's
But
right.
the thing is that the painting that he did sitting there, that's the same exact shirt and everything he had on during that photo.
Yeah.
The same exact shirt.
So
And
here's nobody's that stupid, right? We're going to make that assumption. So these are all.
Have you met Israel?
Well, you know what I'm trying to say. Like these things are done so that we can say this is all some kind of a psyop. Like this is all planned. This is all because normies aren't going to pick this up. They make it so obvious, but they still don't pick it up.
Yeah, but the thing is that
this.
But the problem is that we can sit here and laugh about it and say it's a psyop. But the issue is that it's actually infringing on every one of our human rights.
No, I'm not saying laugh. I'm not saying laugh, but I'm saying you can tell that and Bondi and then Pam Bondi, like all these things are so interconnected is what I'm trying to say. And nobody makes the connections and they get so obvious. Like they get so obvious. Listen, I used to have a chemistry teacher when I was in high school, and he would walk because he knew like chemistry was sort of like a bullshit subject. Like, who's really going to, how many kids are really going to go into it? And he would walk around the room during the exams and go, I see the number 10. And then I see the letter A. So he would give you the answers, right? It was like 10. The choice was A. And I feel like all these things that are going on are that obvious. Like they're giving us the answers. And these people still aren't getting the connections and what's going on to wake up.
Yeah, I just saw in the active shooter at Luke Air Force Base in Arizona. What happens when something big is about to drop?
Feel it.
Look that way. Yeah.
Look at everything that's happened this whole week.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, Trump, let's go.
Is Rubio still? Oh, right. No, he's not. He's finished. Do you want to watch this when he's talking then?
I think would be great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I've got it on the screen.
Awesome.
Ready to go. I definitely think we're going to see Flynn make an appearance soon. And along those lines, I think we're going to see Sidney Powell come back as well.
Yeah, we've been talking about that.
Dressed in full military fatigues, no doubt.
Man. Man. Just... And then Fulton County admits over 300,000 ballots missing signatures. Well, that could definitely influence an election, couldn't it? In one county?
Yeah, I think Tina Peters is a big part in this.
Yeah.
I think he should send the whole might of the military into Colorado.
Well, who knows if they aren't there with what's under, especially when you consider the airport, right? I mean, who knows what's going on over there right now? Because they have everybody so focused for the most part on Venezuela.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everybody's looking at Venezuela and they don't even understand what's going on at the islands. I mean, if you have the whole fleet by the islands and you're like, and then you tell, everybody, Congress like, we're going to war with Venezuela tonight. Trump goes on there and just starts blasting everything. And he's like, yeah. So then here comes Green Means Go. And he's like, yeah, we're giving the Warrior dividend $1,776. It's like, wow, that's not in the drops. I mean, why would he put seeing in quotes in his post? He wanted us to watch that to pick to see if we found what he was saying. There you go, guys. Have at it. Have some fun.
Quickly going back to Rob Reiner and all that, it was interesting to find out, wasn't it that his son or part of the family worked at, or before owned Castle Rock Studios.
Yeah.
Yeah, he owned it.
Which I always knew, but the point is, it came up like they kept talking about Tyler Perry Studios, all this stuff with the Biden show, but Castle Rock has always been in the drops. And what was I watching or something was on and it passed on the screen. It was like a Castle Rock movie. I can't remember which it was, but that's crazy, right? So then you have to assume that this happened a long time ago with him, and now we're just seeing the end result to, maybe I am dying to hear, because didn't he plead not guilty? He put in a plea of not guilty.
Got the son. Yeah, I think so.
Son, Nick.
Yeah.
Because now
everything has to come out.
Yeah, remember we heard about the Menendez trial too, and now they were getting molested and everything, and then, at some point these kids snap, and especially with Rob Reiner, because the shit he did to that kid, and plus, come to find out, Rob Reiner was also in the CIA, and he was the one that was helping through Hollywood with the Russia hoax. So what if the RR problems was Rob Reiner?
That's what we were talking about. Everybody probably thought Rod Rosenstein, right, at the time.
Yeah.
But it's that video has surfaced too with him with Clapper and Brennan.
Yep. So why would he be hanging out with Clapper and Brennan?
Yeah.
It's a big club.
And you ain't in it.
And we're destroying it.
Right.
That should be a shirt. It's a big club and we're destroying it.
Yes, we are.
That'd be a great one. Write that one down. Hopefully somebody makes some money on it.
It's just amazing, isn't it? Everything that happens, you get a sequence of events that connect to it.
Every time.
Every time.
It's like everything this past week. That's why I'm like, I want to dig into this, dig into that. It's like, you can't. It's like with all the current stuff going on, it's like, well, I guess we're going to go down this rabbit hole. Then next thing you know, that they're coming out with stuff that actually, solidifies what we've been saying all along. And that's it. It's not me. It's all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the best part. Is that, at least now we're starting to see, everything come to fruition. Everyone's like, oh, we haven't seen arrests. You're seeing indictments like you've never seen before.
I want to see perp walks.
Yeah. They were already perp walks. It's like, they want to see this. Like, it's like you want to see this for your validation, but you're not willing to put forth any work to actually see what caused this perp walk. It's like, we just want to see them all get arrested. It's like, so what have you really learned from this? Nothing.
Exactly. You said it perfectly. Because then what are you in this for? If that's you're this much above the normies who have no clue.
Yeah. Well, there's a good chance we saw Hillary walked in 2016 into that black van anyway, isn't there? And we've seen a lot since. Yeah.
So is he still not on? What time was he supposed to get on, the president?
I don't know. I don't know if there was a...
Yeah, he was supposed to... and this was impromptu. So, I know he had the one tonight, but then they said that he's going to make he's going to talk this morning or this afternoon about something. It's like, well...
Well, what's going on is like are the film crews, say Right Side Broadcast, are they there? Because you said Rubio was just talking.
Oh yeah, they said it's come up live. President Trump makes an announcement at the White House. Just waiting for it to start.
Okay.
Yeah.
They had Rubio on talking.
What do you make of his speech the other night? Because we were listening to loads of people say what they thought was going to happen beforehand. You had 107 saying he was going to declare a national emergency. You had Sheila Holmes saying he was going to do an EBS moment. Other people saying other things. Tucker saying he was going to declare war against Venezuela and stuff like that. He basically baited the mainstream media in, right, to get the normies eyes on, and he gave, even though there was loads of comms in that, which we can talk about, but he baited the people in to tell the American normies, MAGA and the public, what he'd achieved in 11 years.
Months.
11 months.
Yeah. In the year of 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then even better than that, he's putting all down the White House Walk of Fame, like that, all the presidential pictures and Biden's auto pen. He's added all those descriptions under the bottom of them now, under Obama and Biden and Clinton. It's hilarious.
We were talking about, he kept saying 11 months. There was a lot of 11,000s that were there. But then if he went on at 9:02,
it's 9/11.
Another 11.
Because 2 in Roman numerals is a Gemini. It's a 2.
1-1. Yeah.
And then 1822 is the time. Walked off. Came back next day. 1812.
Wow.
He's just chipping away at it.
Yeah.
He's so awesome. He's just great.
You know, and I was thinking to myself when he was talking, I didn't even mention this, Stu, like he's talking so fast that he's trying to reach a time. You know what I mean? Like in my head, I wasn't putting all the numbers together, but I was like, there's a reason, because he never speaks that fast. And he was like fast.
He had to get everything he needed into that time frame.
Yes.
To get that. Then if we go to
I think he comes on soon.
Yeah, well, he's quite long-winded when it's on RSBN, isn't it? Anyway, they have a lot before and a lot after.
But now he's back to Trump in the sense that you're always waiting for him. But that night we weren't. He came right on. Yeah, and then he changed the name to the Trump Kennedy Center. That's right. Yeah. That's right. I just saw that this morning.
Yeah, they're putting the name on today. This
morning. That is going to, you know how many people that's going to piss off?
There's been a lot of comms about that lately over the last few months and stuff. About the Kennedy Center and potentially what was underneath that. And
oh my God. Hey, Stu, if you could pull up post 1822.
Do you know what? I've already pulled it up. Oh, hang on a minute.
Now, here's something funny. Hold on one second. Why is it not showing that? Wait a second.
It's a long post.
But wait, what? Hold on a second. Okay, you know what? If you could X out of that real quick and bring it back up, because there was something when it was up before. See how this see how this is like the exclamation A6 or not? But there was, I could have sworn I saw 6 black zeros after that, because 1822, if it's number 121, it has to be 6 zeros.
All right, hold up. Let me go. All right, let me type.
Because I just saw it pop up when you.
Let me go back to home and start that again. Something disappeared off there then.
What the hell? Because I could have sworn when you pulled it up, I saw the 6 zeros, 6 black zeros.
Let me try QAG. No, it's not bringing it up now.
We have an issue here.
Really? I'm gonna open that up in another browser.
Now, the thing is that when you go to all light, like see the black background and all that?
Yeah.
Like they have those gears up here, right? So I turned it to all white, right? And you know how like the trip codes were all in color.
Yeah.
Different colors. They're all gone.
Have you turned that to a white background on here?
Is that maybe that little palette? It says posts, and then there's like a little palette.
No, because that brings up all the different boards and stuff.
Oh.
What the hell?
Well, this is interesting.
Wait a second.
I'm going to take that off again.
What the hell happened? Ooh, something happened to drops, guys.
Huh.
Something happened to drops.
And where did you see the numbers, Jason?
Hold on a second. Let me see.
Hold up. Then I've got the ID there again. 6 dots.
See?
Right. Hold up.
But the thing is, they're all gone on all of the ones on the Q alert one. Let me pull it up again. This is... Yeah. Let's see, okay. Well, there's all the IDs. But if you look at the...
Oh, right. Yeah, see. Oh, it's only when I big it up that they disappear. ID, no. Let's try a different drop.
Because you have that. Let me see. Today's. Because 6 zeros, that's Doral. That's...
Yeah, that's weird. ID's there on 55.
Oh, if you could pull up post 3734 to 17. Also think the White Squall, Cuban Missile Crisis, JFK, do comms only go to a nonce bigger than you can imagine? Expand your thinking. So, isn't it funny that he gave that comm 1776 and the Warrior dividend? But now Cuban Missile Crisis, right? JFK, right? Operation Northwoods, right?
Yeah.
False flag, right? Venezuela. Hey, we're going to Venezuela, guys. Venezuela is only mentioned in 2 drops, one concerning a bank and one concerning Snowden if he was flying to there or Ecuador. So, which is it? You know?
Yeah, because that was the list of all the banks, wasn't it? There was
Right there, real target countries, Venezuela, Ecuador. Why didn't Snowden take a direct flight from Hong Kong to those locations? How many direct flights run daily from Hong Kong to Venezuela and Ecuador? 0. You can't. Because when you look at a flight tracker, you have to fly. When you fly from Hong Kong to Venezuela or Ecuador, why do you stop at JFK International Airport?
Refuel?
You can't fly because you're going from one end of the circle to the other end of the circle. Not a globe. It's a straight line. When they show all these flight tracks and there's like a big bow in it, it's like...
It's like you fly up there, across there, and down there. Yeah. But on a flat Earth map, it's there. It's all straight lines.
It's
everywhere.
all straight lines. Even ask any pilot you've ever... any pilot, they'll tell you it's flat.
Yeah.
I've asked numerous, and they've always told me it's flat. One actually left. He's like, yeah, I know what you're going to ask. I'm like, yeah. Because he saw that shit-eating grin. That's the one I went to Cincinnati. I was like, the last one off the plane. I'm like, I got to ask him. He's like, yeah. It's like, well, makes sense. He's like, it actually does. I'm like, you know. And he's like, water can't hold itself up. I'm like, take your cup of water and go like this. See what happens in water.
Right.
It's gravity. It's not gravity. It's just, I mean, it stops when it hits something of more density.
That's how they used to find a level years ago, before spirit levels and stuff like that. They used to have a long tube, put water in it, and hold it up at either end.
Right.
Where the water was there, and where the water was the other end, was your level.
Oh.
Is Trump on?
Yeah, he's getting ready to come on right now.
Okay.
Yes. He has a chart. Hold on a second. It was Right Side Broadcasting has it. Let me see.
Is that the right one? That's let us know if it's coming on. That's the link I took out the private
Here you
chat.
go. I'll put this one right here.
Where's
I'll
that?
put that one in the studio chat and in the regular chat. That one.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to mute myself when this comes on.
Same here.
Mm-hmm.
Man, can't wait. Because usually when it gets to the questions, that's when shit starts hitting fever pitch. Man, it just, this whole thing with Trump, I mean, it's hilarious how he's just playing all of them. Every single one of them. Every damn time. I mean, this is.
Let's put that on, see what he's saying.
At Right Side for that information. So this will be about lower drug prices. We'll have that announcement here in a minute. And then after that announcement, we'll be carrying some more live coverage. And then a bit later at 4 o'clock Eastern, we'll be starting back up. And we will have Robert McNeely live in North Carolina as the president will be traveling there tonight. So I'll be in studio for some coverage. Robert will be there live. And of course, it'll be great to see just MAGA patriots out there getting ready to see President Trump. Also, outside of that, you know, at the end of the day, whether you call it MAGA, America First, you know, the Tea Party movement, the conservative movement, the freedom movement, I think at the end of the day, what we're looking at is people that are just saying, hey, we want the Constitution to continue to be the law of the land. We don't want to turn into some other country that takes away freedoms. We don't want to, you know, take God out of our country. We don't want our country to be anti-family, anti all the good things, you know. That's really the crux of all of this, really the heart of the matter, right? And I think that's what many of you are watching Right Side, because you're just so sick of the junk that you see on the left wing when it comes to the mainstream media. And we've seen that obviously for decades. And we all thought that they had it going on, you know, at least a lot of us might have, you know, you might have said, oh yeah, the media is liberal, they have a bias. But then you saw President Trump come in and call him out and call him fake news. And the rest is history on that title. So you don't want to work for the fake news. I did for a little bit of time in local media, but you know, you got to learn some of the TV skills in whatever media you can, and then hopefully get to the right side of history as soon as possible. As we're looking live again, lower drug prices. You see that there, lower drug prices for Americans, and we see a number of the organizations involved with this as we see.
They're all the evil assholes. There's genetic tech.
A minute from now. And,
oh my God.
Go there. I'm sure there'll be.
Off a minute.
Every day there's some kind of an ass kicking.
Yeah, all these people front and center, aren't they?
Bringing them out, exposing them all.
Does anybody know what's going on in North Carolina?
He's having a rally tonight.
But why there? Is there?
Ends of 14 and sees a 3.
That's a 17.
Yep. Interesting.
17.
See the White House might be showing it too. I saw Dina put that in there.
Yeah, I've just seen that.
Because that one actually comes in a lot clearer.
Hold up, let me try and
No!
What happened?
You ain't gonna believe who Sean Ryan just interviewed.
Go on.
Hunter Biden.
No way. What did you make of that interview Sean Ryan did a couple of weeks ago with the guy that was head of security detail, I think, Charlie Kirk shooting, that said the bullet went in his neck, hit a vertebrae, and went down his spine? Did you see that?
Yeah, he's full of shit.
Yeah,
They're like all full of shit. A 30-6. Okay. So I'll put this in here too. And that is the clip. It's like a 6-minute clip of the interview. Yo, and then I'll post the full one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'll put that on the screen for a minute, but I'll put it on the White House when he comes on.
Yeah.
So we were saying last time how big a part Melania is playing in all this, and it's massive. What do you think Barron's role is in all this?
Just as big.
Yeah.
I mean, what if he's running the the El Donaldo Trumpo one? I mean, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he might well be. And I was going to ask you something else. We were talking the other day. Obviously, you know about that R post that went on the boards in 1909. You know.
Whoa! Hold on a second.
I'm holding.
I'm looking at this picture, right? Our problems, right? Look at that painting right smack dab in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What is that painting? That's Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah, it's Teddy Roosevelt, the Rough Riders.
Yes. Our problems. And who is there right below the photo? All of the pharmaceutical giants. These are all the pharmaceutical giants. Are our problems. Rough Riders. They're all here. I haven't seen that painting up when they were giving a speech.
What painting is? What painting is behind the guy? The guy from
right here?
right side.
I think that looks like Abraham Lincoln. I'm not sure.
No, they all looked the same back then.
Oh, there.
No. The one behind. I think where
Behind
it says on air, it looked like there was another thing there, but I couldn't say. Like,
yeah, because you had this one right here.
Yeah, I thought there was one behind where it says on air. I could be wrong.
And there's 9 people. I mean, as soon as you Santify, Genetech, Bristol Myers Squibb, and then that Ingram Boheim, the one that's right above Bristol Myers right there. We went through all of them. None of them are good. 0. Yeah, they're like, bunch in a little bit, you know, because you guys are about to get fucking arrested.
Do we really think, I mean, yeah. You got to wonder. You got to wonder what this is all about, because I think they've all been dealt with already.
Yep. And then making a Schedule 3 yesterday, marijuana, that's massive.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a beautiful thing right there.
So what time is it? Trying to get a sense of like where he might. So it's 2:10.
He'll come out in 7 minutes.
He loves making people stand and wait. It's like,
Loves
you're
it.
just gonna wait.
Torturing them. Or he
Yep.
might come out at 2. He might come out 2:17, or he might come out so it's a 17.
Let's see. 2:10. Let's see. We'll do this. Huh. Let's see. 2019, 18, 6/11. Let's see. I mean, there sure are a lot of for today's drops, a lot. Satan has left the White House, Day of Days. Post 382. .380, December 19, 2017. That's a relief, though Chicago is in clear agony either way. Let's hope that all changes soon. Nat G.
Is that all today's deltas?
Yep. There are a lot of them today.
47.
Wow.
And that post 3738, important, 3738, 3739,
Yeah.
3738 to 21, 3739 to 22. Important to read and understand something big is coming. And they're posted at the exact same time, down to the second.
Do you know what? I thought the only 2 drops that were posted at the same time was 3716 and 3717, the first arrest drops, the first indictment unsealed.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't realise that.
FISA works both ways. Well, something big is coming. Well, today, the Epstein files.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the FISA abuses. I mean, they think it's just Epstein. No, it's everything. And everybody thinks that Epstein's like the pinnacle of it. No, he's just he was low hanging fruit.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how disturbing this is.
Yep.
Well,
that's why he's like, oh, Epstein, yeah, it's a hoax. How can you call it a hoax? It's like, because whatever they say is fake because they took all the first term.
Mm-hmm.
Under Sessions, Huber, and Horowitz.
Can you still see Trump there, Jay?
Nope.
Yeah, I just can't see anything when I've got someone else on the screen at the moment.
So Sessions, Huber, and Horowitz is in 1988. Which is a 25 or 24 or no, 26. 26, which is an 8. 88 speed. And they say what the wheels of justice grind slowly, but like they said yesterday, yesterday. Post 3724, 3725, which 3725 is your 17. Locked and loaded. It says it must be done right, must be done according to the rule of law, must carry weight, must be proven in the court of law. There can be no mistakes. Good things sometimes take time. Attempts to slow block the inevitable, justice will fail. Election interference 2016. Legal Dems election interference 2018. Dems election interference 2020. Yeah.
It's interesting. There's a load of sort of military comms.
Oh, in today's, yes, a lot. And the 1398, that's the one I was curious about because it's all blank and that just says 1 year, one white, one white, right? But the thing is, Trump always says a year. Think about it, right? So isn't this like the blank up here? Like, is that us thinking about it, or is there something hidden there, or is there a code there that we can't see that other people can?
Yeah, possible.
Man, this is going to be so great. I mean, and then they found that one bitch judge guilty. They thought they were just going to walk out and not have any, nothing was going to happen to them. Well, not happening now. Let's see. Why did White House thing post turn up 404 2 days after? And the thing is, there were White House posts that turn up 404. I think during Biden's term. I think everything under Biden was put 404. All of his executive orders and everything. I'm not sure. I'll have to check. But man, he's making them wait.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
We'll see if it comes out in the next minute. 17 minutes past.
2 minutes in. It'd be cool if it came out at 2:23.
Now comes the pain.
Or even like 2:23, 2:24 right there. Because your 2:24 is an 8 and your 9 is 17. But also your 2:23 is an inverted 3:22.
Yeah. Skull and bones. I'll tell you what was interesting. You saw that Trump in the Oval Office with all those white hats, and people thought there was 17. I've got a picture of that, and I really counted them. I think there's 21 there. But if you don't count the woman with a hat on, and Trump's not wearing one, it's on his lap, there's 19 people with white hats on there.
Yep.
Which could signify him being the 19th president of the Republic.
This is like reminiscent of when he made them wait in
COVID.
when he made them wait when he was in the capitulation tour in Europe, when he went to, I'm going blank, I can't think. All the leaders were there. And he shows up late and he just walks in front of everyone. He like elbows his way through.
NATO summit, wasn't it?
Yes. Because this is all representative of one of the biggest evils that ever existed.
Let's see.
Did that guy just look at his watch?
Here we go.
Oh,
Nope.
Hold
what
up.
time is it?
Where's my mouse?
2:19.
So it's 1:19 Central.
Hold up. Let's get it on there.
The greatest executives in the country, in the world. Nice to see you. It's a great honor. These are among the greatest executives anywhere in the world, so it's an honor to have them with us, and I think they'll be very happy about what we have to say. I thought I'd start by announcing two things. This is the gold card that, as you know, the Secretary of Commerce and myself
Trump card?
have been working on for quite a while. And Howard, how much have we sold in a few days?
$1,300,000,000 worth in a matter of a couple of days.
That's essentially it's the green card on steroids.
It's a 13.
And it's a pathway. And it's been an amazing thing. And as you know, millions of people pour into our country from the border. And not anymore, they don't know, nobody comes in actually anymore. But under the Biden administration, 25 million people came in. And they came from prisons and mental institutions, and they were drug dealers, and all sorts of people came in that shouldn't be here. They came from the jails all over Venezuela, all over the world, the Congo. And now when they come in, they have to pay $1 million. And we've had a tremendous surge, and you're going to be happier than anybody because when you go to Harvard and the Wharton School of Finance and all of the great schools and you want to hire somebody and then you find out that, I'm sorry, they can't stay in our country for more than 24 hours. They graduate from the top schools. These people want to hire them. Now you're able to buy a card and you're able to keep people in the country. They can't keep people in the country. And they go to Canada, they go to other countries. A lot of times they go to Canada even though they work for the companies behind me. So now you're able to buy, the companies are able to buy the card and use it for people coming in to our country so they can stay in our country instead of being immediately shipped out after graduating. They graduate number one in their class at the best school, and they want to go to work for Johnson & Johnson as an example, who's not here today, who will be here next week. They're well represented here. But they want to go to work for one of the great companies behind me, and you learn they can't do that because they're shipped out of the country. They're not shipped out anymore. So your company will pay a little bit, but that's okay. You'll be able to get them. So I just wanted to, it's called the gold card, the Trump gold card. Quite a beautiful thing. And you've taken in just a few days, you've taken in over $1.5 billion. That goes all toward reducing debt. Goes into the Treasury of the United States. And I thought I'd do this before we start on Most Favored Nations. I want to read this because I would have said it the other night, but I was not allotted too much time, actually. We had a couple of brand new shows opening, and I understand that. But I do want to say, and some people say, oh, you shouldn't say it. It sounds negative. To me, I think it sounds positive. The only reason our unemployment tucked up and went up to 4.5%, which it went up to 4.5%, which is quite a low number, but still, is because we are reducing the government workforce by numbers that have never been seen before. In other words, government jobs are way down. And as you know, we don't need 10 people to fill one job, which is what we had in government in many cases. So the government workforce by numbers that have never been seen before has been reduced very substantially, and it will continue to be reduced. 100% of our new jobs are in the private sector. So this is for the last number of months. Think of that, 100%. Are you shocked to hear that? That's the way to make America great again, when you think, right? It's the only way. 100% of new jobs are in the private sector. And I could reduce unemployment to 2%, 1%, or practically zero by just hiring people into the federal government, even though those jobs are not necessary, which is what we had before. We had millions and millions of people having jobs that they never even showed up. So I wish that the media would report that the 4.5% is an amazing number. And again, if they don't report it, I guess maybe I'll just let some people go into the federal workforce. It'll look really wonderful. And what we're doing is the only way you can do it to make a country great. You can't have the government jobs, you have to have the private sector jobs. And these are among the biggest hires of private sector. So we have reduced the federal workforce by tremendous hundreds of thousands of people. And that reflects in unemployment, but that will be used up very quickly. And we've 100% of the new jobs, which by the way, it's a record-setting number of jobs too, is in the private sector. And I think that'll get even stronger when these buildings being built all over the country, of which they're building some too, but AI and auto plants and everything else, they're being built all over the country. When that happens, your numbers will be even better. But I would like you to report it the way it is. We don't do the federal workforce jobs. We're reducing that very substantially. I'm thrilled to be joined by the leaders of 9 of the world's largest pharmaceutical manufacturers, all very big names, celebrities in their own right, very, very powerful people. And they head some of the most admired companies anywhere in the world. It's a great group. To announce that they've agreed to offer many of their flagship drugs, really all of their flagship drugs, at heavily discounted, most favored nations prices. In other words, whatever the drug sells for over the world, in the world, whatever the lowest number is, if it's Germany, if it's in UK, anywhere, we will match that price. Right now, sometimes it's 10 times higher. We've been laughed at and scoffed at for years. In fact, I was going to do it in my first term, but unfortunately with the advent of COVID, as you would say, it was not, I don't think it was a very good time to be hitting up Spain, Italy, France, but now we're doing it. So the hardest thing to do is going to be to get a country to do it, because we would have a pill in New York that was for sale for $130, and you could buy it in Germany and France and Spain and someplace anyways. They set their own prices for $10. So we'd pay 10 or 13 times more, pay 5 times more, pay all different prices. Now, whatever the lowest price is. Now, the pharmaceutical companies were difficult, but they also love our country. They knew it was unfair. And they were great. I appreciate it. But the bigger problem was going to be the countries. How are you going to get the countries to do it? And we told them, if you don't do it, we're going to have to use tariffs, and we're going to charge you a 10% tariff, which is far more money than the money we're talking about. And they immediately agreed to do it. So we have all the foreign countries agreeing to do it. If we didn't have the use of tariffs, we would never be able to do this. But we used tariff, and they said, is it a threat? I said, yes, it is a threat. And they said, we will do it. And they dropped the price. And they said, is it a threat? What's happening, because the world is bigger than the United States in terms of people, that same pill would go from $10 to $20 for them, which is an increase, but it wouldn't go to, midway. But it would go from $10 to $20. Ours would go from $130 to $20. So we dropped way down. They went up a little bit. And everyone knows it's the way it is. They, for years, would just say, no. As medicine got more expensive for us, it would say, they said, nope, you can't sell it in this country. Let the United States pay. And we had other presidents, all of them, said, okay, we'll pay. So we were subsidizing the entire world. We're not doing it anymore. This is the biggest thing having to do with drugs in the history of the purchase of drugs. And I don't think the maybe press will treat it as a story. This is the biggest front page story that you'll ever see. This is a huge bearing too on the healthcare, because a big part of healthcare is drugs, pharmaceuticals, right, Oz? And this will have a tremendous impact on the reduction of healthcare. The biggest impact is going to be that the money should be paid not to the insurance companies, directly to the people, and the people will buy their own health care. So we're going to be working that. The problem is that the Democrats are very much controlled by the insurance companies that make all that money, but we're not going to let that happen. Starting next year, American drug prices will come down fast and furious, and will soon be among the lowest in the developed world. So in other words, whatever the lowest price for a certain drug, of which these companies make much of it, whatever the lowest price is, that price will come down to that price. So we will get the lowest price anywhere in the world. If they're lower in England than they are in Germany, we take the England price. As of today, 14 out of 17 largest pharmaceutical companies have now agreed. 14 out of 17. Oh, those three they're in deep trouble. But actually, they've agreed because I think those three companies are coming in at a different time next week. So they've agreed. Johnson & Johnson is one of them, right?
After the holidays.
Why? They couldn't do it faster?
No, we're going to be talking about Trump RX.
Oh, okay. Trump RX. Trump RX is doing well. As of today, 14 out of the 17 largest pharmaceutical companies, but they've all agreed, have now agreed to drastically lower drug prices for their American patients, for the American people and patients. This represents the greatest victory for patient affordability in the history of American healthcare by far. And every single American will benefit. So this is the biggest thing ever to happen on drug pricing and on healthcare. This will have a tremendous impact on healthcare itself. I want to thank Sanofi CEO Paul Hudson. Paul? Hi, Paul. I hope they have you in some order. I'll be checking.
Alphabetical, yes, but.
Okay, well, we'll do the best we can. Thank you, Paul. Great company, by the way. Novartis CEO Vas Narasimhan. Thank you very much, Vas. Great job. Genentech CEO Ashley Meragri. Where are you, Ashley? How are you? Hi. Thank you very much. Great companies. Behringer Inc. President John Michael Bors. John Michael, thank you very much. Gilead CEO Dan O'Day. Dan? Thank you, Dan. Great job. It's a good company. Bristol Myers Squibb Executive Vice President Carrie Gallman. Carrie? Thank you. Thank you very much. GSK CEO Emma Wormsley. Emma? Thank you very much, Emma. Great job. Merck CEO Rob Davis. Great company. Thank you. Great company. How long have you been CEO?
Almost 5 years.
Very good. You're doing a good job. And Amgen Executive Vice President and CFO Peter Griffith. Peter? Thank you, Peter. Thank you very much. You okay? Fake news. We want you to be healthy. Are you all right? The camera's not okay, but she's okay. That's more important. We have good medicine for you if you need some medicine. One of them can take good care of it. We're also joined by Secretaries Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Howard Lutnick, ambassador, and really some incredible ambassadors. Administrator of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, Dr. Mehmet Oz, and the FDA Commissioner, Marty McCary. They're doing a phenomenal job. Thank you. Thank you, fellas. Good job. For decades, Americans have been forced to pay the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs by far, not just a little bit. We were like a whipping post, the United States, and it's just been 4% of the world's population. We have 4% of the world's population, and consumers pay only 13% of all prescription drugs, yet pharmaceutical companies make 75% of their profits. Think of that. So we have 4% of the population, 13% of prescription drugs, and yet the people behind me, who are wonderful people, make 75% of their profits from the American customer. So that was, they understood that better than anybody. That
Boom!
That's why I signed an executive order instructing my administration to do everything in its power to slash prescription drug prices for Americans while getting other countries to pay more. And we don't want more, we want this fair. We want to pay the same thing. They used to blame it, remember, on research and development. And I said, well, research and development for everybody. And everybody understood it. As a result, the United Kingdom's National Health Service agreed to pay the fair share for prescription drugs for the first time in 26 years. And we expect other countries in Europe will do the same. And if they don't, we're going to put tariffs on them and we'll get the same amount of money plus. We'll take a nice return on the money. We signed historic agreements with Pfizer, Eli Lilly, AstraZeneca, Novo Nordisk, and EMD, Serrano, to reduce prices by 300, 400, 500, 600, and even 700%, and sometimes even more than that. I remember when I had a news conference in my first term, I was the first president that reduced prices from the beginning of my term to a year, from January to December, 0.25%. And I thought it was the greatest thing because it's the first one in 28 years. Now we're talking about numbers that are so incredible. 0.25%. Think of that. I was proud of it because it hadn't happened in 28 where drug prices went down. Well, now you're going to see numbers that nobody would believe possible. Think of that. 500, 600, 700, 800%. Today we're building on these accomplishments. The companies assembled in this room have agreed to offer all of their drugs to Medicaid and most favored nations pricing. You're going to get most favored nations pricing, meaning they're going to pay our country the lowest price paid anywhere in the world. And they will list their most popular drugs on TrumpRx.gov. TrumpRx.gov. And I didn't name it that. Somebody named it that. And I guess they assumed that was, did you name it, Oz, or Bobby name it?
We all named it together.
Okay, well, I'm honored to have the name. And so far that's turned out because the numbers are so incredible. It's an honor. And you're going to get massive discounts to all consumers. So massive discounts will be not even offered. It's just going to be a fact. All consumers will get massive discounts. That's TrumpRx.gov. Every new drug produced by these companies in the future will permanently be offered to American patients at most favored nation prices. You know, people used to talk about that for years, but nobody ever did anything about it. No other president did. And it wasn't easy, but it worked out great. And I'm so proud of the people behind me. As an example of the price reductions we have secured through these new agreements, Santa Fe will cut the cost of its blood thinner, Plavix, from $750 to less than $16. Wow. Where's Santa Fe? Where are you? What? That's incredible, huh? Could have gone to $17, maybe. That's amazing. And you're going to do tremendous business. You're going to do much more business. So that's coming from $750. Think of that, $750. And that's the number one blood thinner. I don't want to know about that. I take an aspirin. To less than $16. Think of that. Bristol Myers Squibb, a great company, both great companies, will cut the price of HIV medication, Raytaz, from nearly $1,500, $1,500 to $217. And it will cut the cost of hepatitis B medication, Baraclude, from $1,400 to $413. Gilead will cut the hepatitis C medication, Ep3, from nearly $25,000 to less than $2,500. And all prices are like that because we're bringing them down to the world's lowest price, everything. And these people really are pioneers. What they're doing is so great. And in the end, they're going to do much more business. And it's, I think it's going to even out for them as a company. The countries will have to pay more, but even for them, because of the fact that the world is quite a bit bigger, it won't be very severe, I hope. I also want to thank these companies and their incredible executives for their generous contribution to American national security, because it's really what it is. It's, to a large extent, national security. In addition, you can't continue to pay 13, 14 times more than other countries and think you're going to have security. Collectively, they will invest over $150 billion to build up domestic pharmaceutical manufacturing in America. They're going to be, because of tariffs, they're coming in, and I think because of the love of our country, and maybe because of the November 5th election, but because of tariffs, they're going to be coming in. They're building already. Just about all of them have started. They're building their plants in all states all over the country, and they're building incredible pharmaceutical plants. We're going to have close to 100% of our pharmaceuticals in a very short period of time made in the USA. As part of these agreements, Merck will also donate 3.5 tons of antibacterials to be placed in America's strategic reserve. Thank you very much. GSX will donate over 200 pounds of ingredients to make rescue inhalers, which is a big deal, and Bristol Myers Squibb will donate 6.5 tons of blood thinners. We appreciate it. Such amazing companies. Every president for a generation has promised to reduce drug prices, but they were talking about a little bit like that. I am the only one of them to ever even think in terms of favored nations, and that's what this is. Favored nations. It's called most favored nation. We are now a most favored nation. I want to thank the leaders in the room, and I also want to thank the leaders of all of the countries that had to pay a little more so that we were treated fairly. I really do. I want to thank the leaders of countries. And they knew that alternative was not much of an alternative, because if they didn't do it, we were going to charge them tariffs, and the tariffs would have been much more severe than what they did. But they did do it as soon as they realized about the tariffs. Then they did it very easily. No, they're very good people. Let's start with Amgen's Executive Vice President, who I already introduced, and I introduced the people here. So I'd like to ask Bobby and Oz to say a few words. And also, I'd like to ask if anybody would like to speak on behalf of your company, or just say how great this country is doing. And you're all building tremendous facilities now in the United States instead of other countries that we all know about. But if you'd like to say something. So Oz, you want to start? And Bobby?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you very much. Mr. President, he gets taller with time here. Mr. President, each of the 9 CEOs will speak very briefly about what they have done, because it is a patriotic effort. This is affordability in action. We talk about it in abstract, but this is not an abstract concept. This is a very concrete, tangible, personal reality, because we've got moms with sick children who cannot afford their medications. Working families cannot make ends meet. Seniors on fixed income. We have 80 million people have to pay more than $100 a month for their prescriptions. They just can't keep up. So this is a hardcore approach to this, driven by a bold leader who's taken bold action. With that bold action, we've now created a standard for the industry. The 9 leaders behind us run the biggest pharmaceutical companies in the world. They're joining 5 other companies that have been through this White House process over the last 2 months. I want to make sure you appreciate that it doesn't happen with just the people in the room. They're wonderful individuals: Chris Klump, Inma Hernandez, John Brooks, Theo Merkel, Corey, Heidi. A lot of folks work their tails off to make this happen, and that's why we've gotten to the finish line. The prices that President Trump left to the next administration on pharmaceuticals have gone up 25% until the president took office. We are reversing that trend and making sure that Americans can afford to get the life-saving solutions. Because if these brilliant innovators create solutions to cancer and hypertension, hepatitis, and a bunch of other viruses, illnesses that have been lethal throughout human history, but you can't afford them, then we're not treating you fairly. And that's why what the president has done is so critically important. He mentioned quickly the amount of money that they've contributed towards our strategic stockpile and to building in this country. But fundamentally, the health of the American people will benefit because this president took bold action. And from my personal position, I couldn't do anything I do without Secretary Kennedy, who just does not take no for an answer and will call me even more than the president does to make sure things happen right. Mr. Secretary, even more.
That's not nice. I don't think that's true. I think we got a lot of calls from the president, and at one point in this negotiation, we both stopped answering our phones late at night because we couldn't take it anymore. But I want to thank you, Mr. President, for doing this. President Trump, when he was up here a moment ago, talked about how historic this is and how every one of the news outlets in here ought to have World War III size headlines about this. And I was reminded about how astonishing this achievement is. A couple of days ago, when one of my sons, 29 years old, very, very left-wing Democrat, and disagrees with a lot of the policies of this administration, he called me and he said, "Dad, I want to tell you how proud I am about this. This is the best achievement that could happen to our country." This is something Bernie Sanders has been clamoring for 25 years. Elizabeth Warren has been clamoring for. Joe Biden promised the American people. President Obama, President Clinton all promised to do this for the American people. All of them expressed their outrage, their indignation that we are paying 1/10 in some cases the price of drugs that they're selling in Europe. We developed them here. We manufactured some of them in New Jersey. We were paying $1,300 for a drug manufactured in New Jersey. The same drug manufactured in the same plant was being sold for $88 in London. And everybody recognized how unfair this was. We were paying for all the innovation in this country. And yet, the rest of the world was free riding on it. And President Trump told me and Dr. Oz at the beginning of this term, this is what I want you to do. And he leaned on us. I think both of us were very skeptical at that point that it could be done. But I would say this is a miracle. And I'm very grateful to all the CEOs who saw the sense in this, who understood the injustice and the unsustainability of the system, and who put public health, and particularly the public health of Americans, ahead of some of their other priorities. And all of them came to the table, and President Trump asked us to do three things. One, to deliver the lowest prices in the world and make this affordable for Americans. Number two, to do it in a way that we would not hurt innovation, and that we would keep America as the incubator and the dominating force in innovation around the world. And three, to bring drug manufacturing home to this country. I can tell you by the end of this term, 95% of the drugs we will have MFN. In other words, Americans will be paying the lowest price in the world for 95% of the drugs. You talk about affordability. People are talking about affordability. Nobody has done anything for affordability greater than this. So I want to thank you, President Trump, for your leadership, for your vision, and for your relentless harassment of us to make sure this all got done. And I really want to just thank all of the CEOs, all these companies, for coming to the table in good faith, working out a very, very pragmatic agreement that allows them to continue to do the innovation that is going to save lives and alleviate suffering around the world, and do it in a way that is more fair to the American people. Thank you.
We're gonna Howard first. So this is an example of what President Trump does. It's the entire administration, the whole government working together. Bobby and I met at the beginning of the administration of how we could work together to bring drug prices down as the president instructed, and bring manufacturing home. So they've said they're going to have 95% of the drugs be at the lowest price in the world. And when we walked in, and the president walked in, we were making about 16% of our drugs were being made in America. right? And we are having hundreds, the people behind us are committed hundreds of billions of dollars to bring their manufacturing here and bring their research here. That employs Americans and keeps our drugs produced safely. You want to know when you take that drug is made in America, overseen by the FDA, and it is safe. So the president not only is driving prices down, he's doing a 1-2 punch of bringing production here. And the third thing he's doing is when you take that drug, you know it was made in America, protected by Americans, and it's safe. And I can't be more proud. I think this is the most impressive thing I've ever seen, because none of you, and maybe even none of us, thought this was possible. Only President Trump, he knew it, he drove it, and he has delivered it here today. And I can't be more proud to be standing next to him, because this is delivering for America.
Thank you. Very good. We'll start with Amgen. It is alphabetical. If you'd like to say something, feel free to do that. They're all going to say something short, so go ahead. Well, you go ahead.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President.
To the podium.
To the podium. Here we go. We're going to move it back up, get taller again. Mr. President, thank you for the opportunity to work with you to improve the affordability of medicines for American patients. Amgen recently launched Amgen Now, a direct-to-patient option for Repatha that cuts out PBM middlemen and significantly improves affordability for people who are uninsured, facing high out-of-pocket costs, or paying on their own. Repatha will also soon be added to TrumpRx.com. A US-based pioneer for more than 4 decades, we've invested more than $40 billion in US research and manufacturing since 2018. Supported by pro-innovation policies that you've championed. Thank you again, Mr. President. We look forward to continuing to work together to deliver meaningful benefits and innovation for U.S. patients.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Jean-Michel Boers from Boehringer Ingelheim. It's a true honor to be here for an agreement that we believe will make a true difference for American patients. For 140 years, Boehringer Ingelheim, a family-owned company, has been committed to improving health and outcomes to save lives of patients. With today's agreement, we believe that we have actually struck the delicate balance that there is to protect America's leadership in research and innovation, and at the same time ensure that patients pay a fair price for their medicines. So from rare diseases in oncology or pulmonary fibrosis, where we do research into chronic diseases, diabetes, chronic kidney disease, obesity maybe in the future, I will go quick. We will continue to work for the American patients. We are onshoring manufacturing to the US to very rapidly, within the time of this administration, have the majority of our products produced in the US. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. Bristol Myers Squibb is an American company that for more than 6,500 years has been protecting and extending American lives. And today I'll make 2 very brief announcements. One, we are very proud to announce that we will provide Eliquis, our #1 prescribed medicine, to Medicaid for free. We're also answering the administration's calls, as the president said, to shore up the national medicine reserves by donating more than 6.5 tons of Eliquis. These actions build on BMS's commitment to invest $40 billion in the US in research and development and manufacturing. And these investments reflect our enduring commitment to work with the administration to improve patient lives. So thank you.
It's incredible. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President, for shining a light on the importance of our innovation and getting all countries to pay for this innovation. I'm proud to represent Genentech, America's first biotech company. We are offering our flu medicine, which is very important this year, given the severity of the flu, Xofluza, for $50 direct to patients, and that's a 70% price reduction. And that also will be available on TrumpRx. We're also very proud of our $50 billion investment in US manufacturing and new research labs. Our new facility in North Carolina will bring 11,000 jobs to America. These are important steps forward for Americans and also for patients. Thank you very much.
I saw your rendering is beautiful, what you're doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President, to you and the administration. I think this objective of achieving the commitment to affordability and future innovation is extraordinary. And let me just say that the company I represent, Gilead Sciences, the scientists reach for cures every day. In fact, they've come up with medicines that have cured both certain forms of hepatitis and also certain forms of blood cancer. And we just recently launched a new medicine that's only given twice a year to prevent HIV. And we're working with Secretary Kennedy and his entire team, as well as the State Department, as a part of your ex-US strategy to support ending the epidemic really during your term. And so we look forward to working with you on that. I've never been more optimistic about the innovation that exists across these companies and the impact this can have on America's health and economy. Thank you very much. Yeah, it literally prevents HIV almost 100% given twice a year. And so the America First State Department strategy, we've partnered with them, and we're also partnering with Secretary Kennedy and his team. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
GSK cares deeply about improving the affordability of medicines, which is why today we're announcing for the 40 million Americans who live with asthma or COPD, we're going to be significantly lowering the cost of the medicines they rely on to breathe more easily every day. We're going to be going direct on 8 of our core medicines with deep discounts, and we're investing in American health security by donating the ingredients that go into rescue inhalers like this one so that people can access them when they need them. This triple win is on top of our commitment to invest $30 billion in American manufacturing, American research, American technology, and American talent. And all of this to do the right thing for American patients, whether that's John in North Carolina, who says he can now visit with his granddaughters without worrying whether will have to struggle for breath, or Marsha in Kentucky, who says if her asthma inhaler is cheaper, she can properly celebrate with her family this holidays. Mr. President, thank you so much for your ambition for American patients and for the partnership of all of your teams so we get ahead of disease together.
Thank you very much. Very much. Great company.
Mr. President, as the others have said, I just want to say thank you for your leadership. I reflect on your goal of driving affordability and access to Americans, but equally getting prices up outside the United States, and we're 100% supportive of your actions. As many of the colleagues have talked about, I represent Merck, and we also are looking to what we can do on TrumpRx.gov. In addition to bringing in our diabetes drugs, one of the things I just wanted to highlight, we have a novel oral cardiovascular drug, which has an opportunity to meaningfully lower LDL and really still go after what is the leading cause of death in the United States, which is cardiovascular disease, kills 1 million people in the United States annually. And thanks to TrumpRx.com, you will not only be able to get this pill and have an easy to take pill, but it'll be easy to get and it'll be affordable. So I appreciate your leadership and look forward to continuing to partner with you. Thank you.
Great company. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, my name is Vas Narasimhan, CEO of Novartis. Novartis is a 250-year-old company, and today we're the global leader in bringing advanced technologies to patients in the United States around the world, technologies like radioligand therapies and cell and gene therapies. What I want to highlight to you is we're bringing the manufacturing of these technologies to the United States now. We've committed to build 9 new facilities. 7 of them we already have a groundbreaking for. Dr. Makari was with me in North Carolina. We were opening up 4 new plants. Our plan is to scale manufacturing here and ensure all our critical medicines, including these most advanced technologies, are made here in the United States for U.S. patients.
Thank you very much.
So first of all, thank you, Mr. President. I think you've convened on an extremely important subject and made more progress than perhaps anybody ever thought was frankly possible. For Sanofi, this is another day to reaffirm our commitment to patients, our unwavering support to trying to do the right thing to help patients get better outcomes. But simply, affordability has been at the heart of that for a very long time. Having concluded this contract with the President and the administration, we find ourselves able, as a joint effort, to go further than we ever thought was possible. And that's kudos to you and for what you have done. Improving affordability and preserving innovation and rewarding innovation is a very difficult balance to take. I think we feel the negotiations and the conversations have had the patient at the center throughout the entire time, as difficult as it may have been on occasions. I think what many can learn from the way this was handled, put simply, is that when you bring industry and you bring government together with the spirit of doing the right thing for patients, it is almost limitless what can be achieved. So on behalf of Sanofi, I'd like to thank you, Mr. President, and the team for what has been simply an incredible amount of progress. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. So, as I watch, these are the greatest business leaders, and they're beyond that. Many are doctors. You know, they ended up running the biggest businesses in the country. But you've done so much, and you made it a lot easier than we thought it would be. You were just, you understood to do the right thing. And as I was watching, and I know all of them, not personally, a couple of them personally, but I know them all through reading lots of business magazines and other magazines and newspapers. These are highly respected people. And I said to myself, look at what they've done. They've done something that, and as you said, something that you never thought was possible to get done. Most people thought for the United States to have favored nations where we have the lowest drug price of the world is unthinkable. And I said to myself, we have a thing called the Unaffordable Care Act. It's unaffordable because the insurance companies make so much money, and the insurance companies totally control the Democrats. And I said to myself, standing watching these great leaders, and we have 4 other leaders coming in, Johnson & Johnson, and 4 other very big companies, actually, very great companies. They've all agreed, and they'll be coming in next week, and we appreciate them too. But they've agreed to the same thing, lowest price anywhere in the world. I said, I think that the insurance companies, we should have a meeting and we should talk to them. Because I would say that maybe with one talk, they would be willing to cut their prices by 50, 60, or 70%. They've made a fortune. They've had stock prices that have gone up 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and even 18. Think of this. They went up 1,800%. One of them went up numbers that nobody's ever seen before. They had a nice return, not a 2%, an 1,800% return. One went up more than that. Therefore, there's a lot of fat that can be cut. And I'd like to announce here, this is just an idea that I had standing here, watching these great leaders saying that we're going to have the lowest prices anywhere in the world, something that nobody would have thought possible. And they're going to come out great. But also donating incredible different medications, medications that are world-famous medications that one or another of them make, and donating them in some cases for free or very, very low prices. And I said, I'll bet you if I called a meeting of the insurance companies, the companies that are involved with healthcare costs, I would be willing to bet, I think, that they would reduce their prices very, very substantially. We could have fair healthcare in the country. Now, my initial thought, and this is what I want to do as of right now, this is the alternative, is that all of the billions and billions, ultimately trillions and trillions of dollars that's paid to these companies, we're going to pay directly to the people. But there's another way of doing it, and that's getting the insurance companies to ease up and to cut their pricing way, way down and stay part of the system. So I'm going to call a meeting. It could be in Florida this coming week, or it could be back in the White House the first week, not the second or third week. I'm going to call a meeting of the big insurance companies that have gotten so rich by receiving money, and really much far, far more money than they're entitled to. And I have a feeling maybe if they would act like these incredible, brilliant, responsible citizens behind me, people that love our country and they love the world. I mean, frankly, these are international companies for the most part. I'm going to call a meeting of the insurance companies. I'm going to see if they get their price down, to put it very bluntly. And I think that is a very big statement. And what happened here is the biggest statement of all, because nobody thought a thing like this was possible. And I think based on that, I won't even take questions today, because there's no way I can take questions that are anywhere comparable to what you just witnessed. You just witnessed drug prices that will go down at levels never thought even possible, Marty, right? Never thought even possible. And I think that the second biggest part of this meeting is going to be the fact that I'm going to call in the insurance companies that are making so much money and they have to make less, a lot less. And maybe we can have reasonable health care without having to cut them out and let it all go awry. So we're going to be calling a meeting. It'll be either in Florida or it'll be here the first week. And I'd prefer not talking and asking questions only for the reason that this is such a big announcement, meaning what these people have said and what the other four companies are going to say, which is exactly the same thing, that I really don't want to soil it up by asking questions, even questions that are very fair questions that I'd love to answer. So I think we have to just stop right here. I really appreciate the fact that these companies came here. These, again, you know, a lot of the media is not aware, not really cognizant of the people standing behind me. These are the biggest executives in the world. And what they're doing today is monumental. And I want to stand it on that. And I'll see you later if you'd like. But I don't want to be asking questions having to do with anything else. I do want you to remember what I said about the 4.5%. We took 100% of the new workers was in the private sector, and we've cut tremendous numbers of government jobs. And that's why, if you look at our numbers, they're so good. Also, more than, I don't know if you've read this, came out a week ago, more than 50% of our trade deficit was cut. We cut it more than 50% in a period of a few months. Nobody thought any of these things were possible. Thank you very much, everybody.
Your insurance idea? Thank you, Brad. Your insurance idea, Mr. President. Thank you, Brad.
Invite them to the Oval Office. Invite them to the Oval Office.
What do you think about that then? I think everyone was loving it when Trump was on, and then them lot came on. A lot of people were, you know, mentioning free flu shots and cheap flu shots and all this sorts of stuff.
If you could, and this will be the last thing, can you bring up the Q drops?
Yeah, of course. What drop do you want?
You know what? Just go to the ones that, like the end ones. Like
what?
when it comes up, like
4966.
Yeah, 4956566.
Yeah.
All right.
Right, there we go.
We found something funny here.
And stage.
So, right here, 4965, right? If you notice, they're both done by the same ID, right? Q&A in time, right? Remember, he didn't take questions today, right? Yep. There's a 48-second delta between these, right? He gave a 4.5%, and you add that 3.0 from his first drop, it's 48. Next drop is Ascension. Protect your DNA. Is a word for DNA. How do you protect your DNA? Who did you just have in the office? The ones that are trying to manipulate your DNA.
Yes.
And what's today? The 19th. 3i Atlas. And what's the last word?
Ascension. Yeah. And that drop is over 3 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Incredible stuff. I already mentioned the middlemen in that, and one of the guys. And the last time I heard that properly was when he was doing that Whirlpool speech, when he said, "I'm upsetting some really important people here in front of 17 washing machines. You might have not seen me for a while."
Come on. From the last drop, November 22nd, 2022, to today is 3 years and 22 days.
322.
I don't know. But yeah, I think that's pretty damn huge that he brought all of them in and literally like telling them. And then he's like, oh yeah, all the insurance companies and how they're making all this money. It's like, and then was it Oz said that, oh, Elizabeth Warren wanted this? I'm like, no, she didn't. They were the ones that were making all the money from them behind you. And notice how he's like, yeah, if you guys want to come up and say how much you love America and everything, it's like, God, none of them from America. They don't like America.
We are just watching capitulation, aren't we?
Yep.
Because we saw him with all the Silicon Valley mob, Zuckerberg and all that lot at the White House a little while ago having a dinner. Why is Bill Gates there and all this stuff? Capitulation tour. Over the last couple of months, you know, when he's brought Albert Bourla in and making talk and all those things, and all this today, it's just to take down a big pharma in front of your eyes, in front of the normies' eyes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because they think now every time he comes to the podium, he's going to say something about Venezuela.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
well, there you go. You got to go out and get some cat food, haven't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Got to run out and get some stuff, and then we got tonight. So that's gonna be fun tonight. So we're gonna listen to him tonight too.
Elisa's back. Just wanted
Hey,
to
I'm
say,
in the car, guys.
yeah, she's had to dip out.
Be careful! Don't be getting mugged.
No, I don't want to get killed either.
Yeah. No Somalis.
Yeah.
You guys, that was so incredible. I mean, that was the biggest humiliation ritual I think I've ever seen. And when he just said, maybe with one talk with the insurance companies, I think that was code for I'll make them an offer they can't refuse.
Yeah, exactly.
The original Don.
Yeah.
Man.
Absolutely brilliant.
It is.
None of them looked comfortable at all, did they? All reading off scripts again.
Yep.
100%.
All telling Trump how enamored they are with him.
Oh yeah. And we went through all those companies, and we know they're all bad companies.
Yeah.
Of course they are.
I didn't see Roche though. Where's Roche?
Who?
Roche. ROCHE. Oh, they're the real evil ones. They have the hexagon as a symbol. They are evil. They're tied to the Mothers of Darkness castle.
Well, all those people there from one company, because he did say, didn't he, that we're going to do the same with the other 4, right? I think he said. So,
Well, he said there were 14 and there were 17 total. They said there were 14 and then 3. Well, the 14's an N and the 3's a C. It's North Carolina.
Right.
Yeah.
Also,
at 6 o'clock the same time. It's 6 o'clock p.m. tonight.
He kept mentioning over and over Johnson & Johnson, right? And we know that he already had his little press conference a couple of months ago with Bourla of Pfizer, which was such a studio production.
Yeah. It's just epic.
Yeah.
It's all coming down.
Oh, yes, it is.
Now, the problem, so, all right, I was at a meeting yesterday, again, it was a normie meeting, and the guy says to me, did you see all those kids in Texas that have, I don't know what virus it is, I didn't remember what he said. He's like, because they can't get vaccines. Of course, I unloaded on him, but after that, I was thinking to myself, it's a funny thing. They probably, when I say they, the White House probably already own all these pharmaceuticals. They've all been taken down, all this kind of stuff. But if they just all of a sudden said, hey, fellas, to the American people, all these drugs they're giving you are making you sick and causing the problem, and they're awful things, people would literally go berserk because they feel that they need them. So we have to do this, I guess, in steps, right?
Yep.
He did
Expose
say
them all.
about the aspirin. He said, I don't know about the blood thinners. He goes, I don't know about that. I take aspirin. That was basically telling everyone you don't need this shit.
Yeah. And they just did a complete check of him. He's like, there's nothing wrong with this guy. Like, nothing.
Yeah.
Because usually after a term, hair goes gray. He made that deal. Now, he didn't. He even looks younger now than he did his first term. How in the hell is that?
There was one point where he said, or maybe he said, like, why they were doing this. He says, or maybe it was the November election. And I was thinking basically what he was saying was, that election, like, there's a new sheriff in town and you're all effed.
Yep. Man, this is great.
Well, he's bringing all the insurance companies next.
Yep.
What a beautiful thing to say just at the end. And by the way, I've just thought about this now. We'll be having a meeting soon.
Not the second week or third week, the first week.
Yeah.
Or even next week during Christmas.
Yeah, next week or the first week. Yeah.
And don't mind them making, the federal holidays, the Christmas Eve and Christmas and the day after Christmas this year.
Yep.
Because remember, he bitched about all the federal holidays. Now he's like, hey, we're going to throw these up because essentially you have 5 days that the federal government is not open.
Yeah. Yeah.
During a congressional break. Now, you don't think that Trump and his team takes time, do you?
Let's see what happens.
All right.
Yeah. Now, Jay, listen just quickly. You don't do anything tomorrow morning, do you? Sort of between 9 and 11. You haven't got any shows or anything?
No.
No, okay. I just want to say that me and Elisa joined your Zoom last week, and it was brilliant in there, meeting all the people in the chat, just having a chat. Elisa was in there for an hour, but had to go. I was in there for 4.5 hours chatting to them all. So me and Elisa were just going to do something tomorrow for a couple of hours, 10 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock UK time, set up a StreamYard. We can have 8 people in. If any of the people in the chat want to just come in and join us on the StreamYard tomorrow and have a little bit of a waffle, we'll see how it goes. I don't know how it's going to work, but yeah, brilliant.
Just send the link.
Yeah, I will do. We'll put it in, I'll put it in my Stu's News Telegram, Elisa's Telegram, put it in your We Not Me chat Telegram. And if anyone turns up, that'd be wicked. Otherwise, it'd be me and Elisa just waffling on again for a bit. But there's no stress at all.
Awesome.
Brilliant. Yeah, what a great show. So, okay, guys, you have a nice rest of your morning, is it? Or no, is it? No,
Afternoon,
it's the early afternoon now, isn't it?
Yeah. You got 3 hours till fuckery.
3 hours till fuckery. Brilliant. Okay, well, I saw a little video from Dilly Mean Team the other day about Trump. It's excellent. So that's 1 minute and 50, and I'll put that at the end. Thanks everyone for joining. Love you guys, and I'll see you soon.
We love you.
Thanks, guys. Love you too.
Bye, Jason. Love you.
Bye. We'll see you guys later.
See ya. Bye.
Standing by the guy that's been in the arena for 10 fucking years for MAGA, for America. Standing by the man that took a bullet. Standing by the man that was impeached twice. Standing by the dude that was fucking facing 3 different court cases and over 1,000 years in prison. I'm fucking standing with the guy that had his house raided illegally. I'm standing with the man that fucking went back out in front of America just days after being shot. And I don't fucking feel bad about it. I don't need to explain it. I don't need to rationalize it. He's earned my loyalty and respect as a man and as a constituent. And I don't need to fucking argue with you. This is why I don't argue on social media. You guys just see me nuke people. You say stupid shit, gone. I don't need to push back and validate myself. It's self-evident. Donald Trump is a self-evident defense. Why do you support Trump? Because I've been paying attention for a decade. Fuck you, that's why. That's all the explanation you need. You don't have to get into the minutia and the fucking policy discussions with these cunts. Fuck these people. They haven't sacrificed a motherfucking thing. They've all made money and made wealth off of his courage. Do you understand? So fuck them. Fuck anybody that asks you why you support Trump, or anybody that tries to get you to leave and abandon him now. They don't deserve even one fucking ounce of your energy. It's Trump, it's MAGA, that's the fucking future of the country. Full stop, the end. Nothing else needs to be said.